D. I'm not exactly sure where last week's adventure started. Oh, I think you were
We're
lost in the snow.
we're mid-battle on the side of the island.
Started,
Or on the side of
yes.
That's where it ended.
And then, yes, all kinds of things happened. I think you guys remember pretty well. You ended on this side of a cliff, being assaulted by strange flying creatures.
I remember. And yeah, we had finished someone's turn. I think it was Leslie's turn. Yeah, because he leaves early. There you go.
Drew was the last one to go.
As you were climbing the cliffs, some creatures came out of a hole, perhaps provoked by a Gorgon, perhaps
Doubter.
not.
Gorgon just made it happen quicker.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
better
the
we
American
find out
way.
when we're near the bottom of the mountain versus the top of the mountain.
Leslie, you have a creature attached to you, I believe.
I did an escape artist out of it.
I think you're the only one who has one attached. Maybe Gorgon.
Gorgon does not. I have a very good escape artist and can do it as a move action.
So, Leslie, your turn. Oh wait, did I move the players to the right? Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, Carly, but all fucking week to pick what you're doing.
Yeah, I was just looking back. I totally did not escape. Okay, so I'm going to try to escape. 23 escape artist.
Is a success as you grab the creature with both hands and push it off of you.
I'd like to I'd just like to make some distance between it and myself. So, sorry if I can't remember exactly how this works. Can I walk on this space?
Yeah, that's basically the ledge, is
Okay.
what that represents.
10, 15, 20.
Okay, so when you begin moving away from the creature, it makes an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
Scree.
It's just going to use a claw on you.
I can't remember if I buffed or anything.
I
took a
believe
mutagen.
it's... So as you're retreating from the creature, it lashes out with its claw and slashes the back of your legs.
God damn it.
4 points of damage. So that's a standard and a move.
Yep.
Gar, your turn. The creatures fly all around you. They screech as they circle and attempt to drag your allies off of the cliff edge.
God damn it. This is pure chaos. Edward, you fool, what are you doing?
I'm trying to help you, sir. I don't know what you. Just kill them, please. Just shoot them.
Gar, can I make a CMD or B to get out of the grapple? Because I think I was grappled, right?
Are you?
I'm not sure if you were or not. I should have really labeled who was and who wasn't.
I recall having to hit one with my sword last week. Because,
Yeah, we can say one of them's attached to you. So you can make a CMB or you can attack it straight up.
Strength, dex, and attack bonus.
CMB is just strength and attack bonus.
Okay, here it goes. Oh,
Is a success. So you basically slam the creature with your forearm and knock it away from you.
Alright, big 5-foot step. Edward, get them off of me!
I'm trying. I'm just like I got a big one I'm dealing with right here.
Name a
Five.
scroll.
I'm gonna get this savage beside me to dose up another arrow for me and then fire down at this guy.
Wait, where's
okay.
your cousin now if you're playing D&D?
Oh, I went out for lunch with her. She's staying with my other cousin.
Am I full HP? I guess I
Stay with your
am.
cousin.
So he poisons an arrow and says, "I'm not really good at this."
Shut up and do it.
Be nice, Feltna.
Don't tell
These
me
people
to
have been-
shut up.
I mean, we are under attack by savage beasts. It's not the time to be whining about poisons and I don't know if I can do this, guys.
Right?
I got some in my eye.
It's time to be doing something you're not trained for and potentially poison and knock yourself off the ledge. It's really.
Stop being such a bitch ass.
This guy's
Anyways,
Yeah, you don't know that Speltna's not trained in poison either.
That's why he's doing it. So is 14 a hit?
14 is not a hit. As your arrow veers off and glances off the cliff face. Edward's turn.
Edward will try to smack the big one,
Okay.
as he tends to do.
Says, this time I'm really mad.
This time you're gonna let it all come out.
Get the hell away.
And he does 13 versus AC.
It is not a hit as the creature nimbly moves around and evades your strike.
The thing's fast. It's dodging my attacks.
Did we end
Just
on
gonna
my turn though?
reload.
Because I think I remember.
No, you went.
Okay.
Yeah, I do recall we made it a point to just
Morgan's
finish with
turn.
you.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I missed something. Yeah, I think I missed the creatures. Yeah. All right.
Well, you
So
know.
the creatures. Here's a bite. 2 bites on Gorgon as the creatures begin to crawl over him. 22.
22 is a hit.
So it deals 3 points of damage. It attaches itself and begins sucking your blood, dealing 2 points of con damage.
Oh shit, that's not good.
This one, 9, is not a hit. So this first one, it gets on your arm and bites you. The second one, it attempts to get close, but you're able to bat it away with your punching dagger, I suppose.
Oh, that was not right. Can I undo that? 66. Okay, sorry. -6. And then minus another 8.
Edward, the creature that you're fighting begins to fly off, and as it does, it makes an attack on you.
Okay.
Actually, no. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's not a
I
hit.
think that's a hit.
No, it was in that one.
Oh, really? What do I see?
19
That was the
feet
grab
range.
that would have got you.
Oh.
So unfortunately, it isn't able to hit you as it dives off the cliff edge and attempts to pull you off with it. The second this
Holy
one
shit.
flies over and bites
I'm at it.
you.
I scared it away.
And then he doesn't, because Edward says that and is focused on the one that's leaving, doesn't notice the new one that comes and strikes at him.
Ow!
The 20's a hit.
Down
Oh wait, that
days,
is yeah,
down
because
days.
it is my AC. It's a match.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
wait, I'm gonna take care of the dog problem.
Okay.
Once a brawl.
Don't kill them. No.
One day he'll kill them.
Just snap.
Took care
There
of
you
that
go.
problem.
Okay.
So,
So
8
it-
damage.
Yes, it as the creature swoops down, it bites you with its mandibles. Now make a fortitude save.
Oh yeah. So I do have the chance to roll twice on a roll because of one of the things that I have, so I'm gonna use it for that.
Sure.
And it's a good thing I did because the first one is a nat 1. 23.
Yeah, so you succeed.
Oh, thank God for that little. It's not even a feat. It's a
Trait.
trait. It's called Guiding Spirit.
So
Fortuitous.
these two close in on Gamry and attempt to bite him. Unfortunately, they're not successful. What else we got here? Okay. This creature
You dare
swoops
bite me?
past
You are a sissy.
Leslie.
Leslie.
22 is a hit,
You betcha.
dealing 6 points of damage as it rakes across your side. What's your CMD?
Give me a turn. 17.
Okay, so as it swoops past,
Actually,
it rakes you with
it's,
its claws and
19.
attempts to grab you, but is unsuccessful.
19.
This one flies up to Sveltna and is going to do a bite. 27 is likely a hit.
That is a hit.
Dealing 11 points of damage as its mandibles sink into your collarbone. Make a fortitude save.
7.
Fail. You take 3 points of strength damage.
That's not good.
Okay, have I made all of my... Yes. Gorgon.
Gorgon pulls a rip cord, which lets a grenade drop by his belt. So me and the two creatures by me have to make a reflex save.
Okay.
As a grenade lights itself and comes bouncing free, Gorgon dives.
He throws a grenade in the hole.
Well, that's what he's doing.
Fine.
Well, it says will, but it's... Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it says will, but it's actually reflex. So 20?
20 is a pass, and the other one? 5 is a fail. Just one moment, please. I am plus 11.
Fire in the hole.
Okay, so Gorgon's good, and with reflex, I take no damage. Or, sorry, evasion.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, Ib?
Okay, so 11 damage is full. 5 is half.
Okay. So the creature on you takes the full brunt of the blast and looks much the worse for wear. Second one, since it's free, is able to avoid the blast for the most part.
So what Gorgon's going to do then is I'll do an escape artist as a move action, because I am being grabbed. What's my escape? 14. Uh, 19 versus CMD.
It is a success.
So Gorgon rolls on top of or rolls in front of the grenade and then kicks it off him once it's absorbed the damage. And that's my turn.
Leslie.
Les will drink a shield extract.
Okay. Gar. You can move as well if you like.
Awesome. Gar will make a 5-foot step and place a full attack on the large one next to Edward.
Okay.
Shooting over Edward's shoulder with a little care. That's... Yeah, no buffs
Hit.
on those.
And a miss.
2 damage rolls. 8 and 13. So that's
You're
1.
21 damage. Your arrows streak out, impaling themselves deep into the creature's hide.
Bring him down, Edward.
I'm gonna do my best.
Pathetic. Sorry.
Nameless girl.
Alrighty, so since this one bit me, can I assume that it's close enough for me to melee attack?
Yep.
Alrighty, so I'm going to put my sword away and switch to... Or put my bow away, because I can't use it now, and switch to my sword. And try and move through this guy's space. 21 versus CMD plus 5.
Is a hit.
Ugh.
So, unfortunately, the creature is agile and able to evade your attacks.
So then I'll try and move, or I'll just do a regular attack for my standard.
Okay. It's up to you.
13.
Is not a
Yes.
hit. So, unfortunately, the creature's hide is able to deflect your attacks. Edward.
All right, attempting to still defending Gar against the onslaught of attack. I will do my best to attack the big one. And here I go. Kia! Well, so that is 16 versus its AC for 10 damage, which is maximum.
Unfortunately, 16 is not a hit.
That is a big bummer.
As the creature slithers out of the way of your Morningstar.
Well,
Cole Burton.
I felt that was a really strong hit, but it dodged. Gar, we're gonna need your bow. Shoot him.
Takes a 5-foot step and attacks the creature with his climbing axe, or climbing pick, rather. Is not a hit.
Stuff your bullshit.
Yeah, someone there's a lot of crinkling.
Yes. And the
I ain't
creatures
crinkling
go again.
nothing.
This one will make a... yeah, it'll bite. Svelna. Again.
Les would like to.
19.
I think its
you're
AC is
muted?
at least 20.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
miss.
so too. Okay, and then the creature is going to fly away. So it's making a move, so yeah, you can... Or wait, I guess, yeah. Okay, so then this one circles and flies back past Leslie. 23. Carl,
Leslie.
23 versus your AC.
Is he muted?
Yeah, my AC is 25.
Okay.
Yeah, you drank a shield extract last round.
And I've
Right.
already drank a Dex mutagen before.
Okay. So you easily dodge out of the... Well, not easily. Just narrowly dodge out of the way of the creature's swipe. And it continues flying. This one's going to go over here and bite Leslie.
Get off me, Mom.
You're able to evade its mandibles. This one's going to bite Edward.
Oh no.
Fortunately, you're able to repel its attacks with your Morningstar.
And my good old faithful buckler.
Okay, here's another bite on Edward. 23, I believe, is a hit
Yep.
for 7 points of damage, and it's attached to you, and it drains 2 points of con. This other one attacks.
Does it
okay.
automatically do this, or do I have to roll
Yep.
a fortitude?
No, it's when it's automatic when it attacks.
All right.
Yeah, it's sucking your blood basically is what's happening.
I see. Well, I thought a fortitude save was for that, but I guess I was wrong. That's cool. So -2 Constitution. Oh, bummer.
The second one moves in to attempt to bite Gamry.
You mean
unfortunately,
Gar?
or Gar rather, and is not able to penetrate his armor. Gorgon. Oh wait, I didn't do the ones on Gorgon. Okay, one is still attached.
No, I escaped artist, remember?
Oh right. So they're gonna bite again, and they're not hits. They're sort of crawling on you and attempting to bite you, but a combination of your armor and
Ouais. Ouais.
mute, please. Combination of your armor and you just evading their bites.
Cool.
And now it's your turn, Gordon.
Gorgon is going to attack the close one with his kukri. So the one that he's wounded multiple times.
Okay.
23.
Yeah.
8 damage.
To the one that you've already been attacking, correct?
Yeah.
So the creature, it was severely wounded already and bleeding quite profusely. With a couple more stabs, it
Oh, this would be a slash. It's a kukri.
well, slash, stab, whatever. It kills the creature. All right. Leslie.
Leslie will 5-foot step. He will look over to the man next to him, and she will look over to the man next to him and say, "Shield your eyes," and throw a blinding bomb at this thing. 23 touch attack,
It's a hit.
22 damage, and if it survives, it would need a fortitude save.
Near max damage, man. Not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty decent.
Good roll.
That's
a fail.
Yeah, no, that's not. Well, was it a fortitude? I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
it fails anyways. So the bomb explodes in a blinding flash. The creature begins sort of rubbing its claws over its eyes. Gar.
Gar takes another 5-foot step back and tries to launch more arrows into the larger one.
Okay.
You will fall to my arrows. Oh, critical miss.
Unfortunately, your arrow just kind of like the string. It's not strung correctly, and when you
Sorry.
go to fire, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
When you go to fire, the arrow just kind of jitters out of the bow and falls to the ground.
Do you want me to re-roll the critical miss for fail?
Sure, why
Maybe
not?
I can cap Edward. Okay.
Maybe I can.
You're good.
No, that would be awful.
It
I don't think a
fortunately
critical fail
didn't
should be
happen,
something you secretly want to do.
right? Like nameless girl.
Oh, 22.
Uh,
miss? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, she pulls one of her darts from her vest and holds it down to this dude and says, "Poison this."
He's currently I'm defending myself, he says. Poison your own shit.
You'll regret that.
I'm a little busy out there.
And in that moment, Svelna decides that she will kill him eventually.
Didn't do exactly what I wanted this second.
Right?
How low to the ground is this one?
It's on the ledge, yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna rush up to that thing and swat at it. "24,
Is a hit.
14. 13 damage. My strength.
All right. Good call. Well done, Luke. So you leap over to the creature and begin slashing it with your great sword. Is that what you're using? Great sword?
Yeah.
Yes, you begin sort of making large wild chops at the creature and slashing it. Edward.
Well, Edward is starting to.
So
You
you've
know.
got a creature attached to you.
Oh, which one is it?
It's just the one directly above you, I believe.
Damn. So it is attached.
So you can CMB, or you can straight up attack it, or you can escape artist.
Yeah. Let me just quickly look at my chances. CMB is 8. Is not too bad. I might attempt to do that actually. I'm gonna do a CMB,
Okay.
and we got a 18.
Is a success, as you're able to put your knee on the creature and push it away.
Get the hell away, you bat.
And then I'm gonna do a 5-foot step to close in ranks with Gar, which I assume is dangerously close to the edge. Like if it was a movie, like part of his foot makes some snow fall down and you can see it fall or something.
Damn. We got it cornered over here.
Colburton takes a step closer to the edge and readies an attack if the creature flies by. Artist Millen takes a 5-foot, or moves to here and begins reloading his pistol. Creature's turn. This one flies and attacks Cole with a claw. That's a hit, dealing 8 points of damage. Fortunately, it's not able to pull him, as it does a flyby attack. It slashes across his face as it flies by. Then Cole rather.
Solidus shouts out, "Think twice before not helping me next time."
Yeah. Makes his attack, and unfortunately it is a miss.
Stupid NPC. How dare you demonstrate agency?
Right? You were here for my manipulation only.
This is a
Yeah.
bite on
Aren't you some sort of
Sveltner.
squire?
21
Hit.
for 3 points of damage, and you are drained 2 constitution.
Isn't he blinded?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't put any markers on it. Okay, 50% mischance.
Is his attack strength or dex base?
Strength.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, 50%. I'm gonna say high is a success. So that's a success.
Oh shit,
So-
I thought that was a D100.
Yeah, unfortunately not. So yes, it crawls up onto your leg and inserts its mandibles and begins draining your blood for 2 points of constitution damage. This one flies by and attempts to... It slashes at Leslie.
What did it roll? Ooh, close.
14 is not a hit as it flies by. Okay. This one flies by Gar. Does a claw. Gar's armor repels the attack. And it continues flying. This one also flies by Gar and does the same thing. 26. Oh, here we go! It's gonna happen!
Oh my god!
He's been waiting to kill a PC all week.
26 Gar
It's a hit.
Why Gar though?
for 9 points of damage. And what's your CMD?
He's our DPS.
Let me
Not
check.
that high.
Yeah, there's no way it's that high.
7.
23.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's
So, as the creature flies by you, it slashes you with its claw, and it's able to find like purchase on your armor as it drags you off the cliff.
Oh my god.
God
And
damn it!
when it does so, it continues. It's just like it just pulls you. It doesn't grapple you. It's not still holding you. It just basically pulls you off of the cliff, and you begin falling. So I'm gonna say you've got about 30 feet of rope. So you fall 30 feet before swinging and slamming into the cliff side.
Did you make any checks to like, hold on to the rope?
Grab the ledge.
To maybe like
You're probably tied in.
have any kind of control over where I crash?
No, not really.
Or what should I roll for? Do I take damage from that?
Yes, you take 12 points of damage as you swing down and slam into the side of the cliff.
Blast! Edward, save me or I'll have your balls!
So now you're dangling
Sorry.
a very long plunge to perhaps your death below you. Oh, wait, I wasn't done yet. This one...
Oh, gee, if you were only nicer to me, Mr. Paladin, I'd save you.
Gamry, I'm a little buzzy up here, but I guess just wait a few seconds, try to get a
Okay.
few shots off.
As you're talking to him, a creature crawls up onto you and bites your neck for 4 points of damage, draining 2 points of con.
Uh-oh. I should probably
Remember,
calculate.
every 2 points of con you lose your level worth of hit points.
My level?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you take 6 hit point damage for every 2 points of con.
6, so 12.
19 is not a hit. Your AC is higher than 19, right?
Yes. And how much damage did I take?
So you took 4 just from the attack, and then the con in addition.
Okay. Damn. So I'm technically at minus 12 HP from that.
And then, so the first one crawls over you and drains your blood. The second one attempts to do the same thing, but you bat it away. Gorgon, the creature close to you does the same, and you are able to deflect the attack. Leslie, you can see your companions on the other ridge being swarmed, and you watch as Gar is knocked from the cliff.
Jeez. Leslie shouts over to Svetlana, "Gar's fallen!" and starts fumbling around. Looking for...
I don't know what you want me to do about that.
I'm just telling you, you bitch. Well, there's not a whole lot that I can do to save this guy. So... I'm gonna start moving back. Well, you know what? These are all threats. I suppose I will throw a bomb at this one.
Edward is so close to calling forth this skeleton.
This will be another blinding bomb. Nat 20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Double nat 20.
Wow.
Wow.
That's wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the first roll was for 17 damage. The second roll was for 12. So if it's
when you crit with a bomb, you only add an extra d6.
Okay.
But since you double crit, I'll say that it's the full 6 and give you 23.
sweet. And yes, if he has to roll a fort.
Okay.
Well, that's all my nat 20s for the next like 10 games.
Great.
Yeah.
And it fails its fort. It's
He's
so
blind.
the bomb explodes on the creature and it shrieks as it goes blind and begins sort of spiraling down through the air, unable to see and right itself properly.
This one's blind too, right? The one Svelna's fighting?
Right.
Yeah.
But it attached itself to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like on me.
Oh, I'm jealous of that monster.
Gar, you are dangling from the cliff by a rope 30 feet down. Creatures swoop around you. What do you do?
Gar mutters to himself, Arete will not let me die yet. Get it together, Gar.
The rope begins to break.
Climb, you fool. Make a check. What check is it to climb back up?
Strength. Climb.
Well, climb skill, of course, but yeah, it's based off of strength.
Oh,
I assumed if he had climbed, then he would have known that
yeah, I don't
climb
have to
skill
climb.
was
It's going to be
appropriate.
slightly harder than a rope braced against a wall.
Alright, here's my
It's going to be at
Check,
least
check.
10.
14.
So you begin hauling yourself up the rope, so you're able to move at half your speed.
So that's 50 feet.
I didn't go there, Benzel.
Can I double move at half speed?
Okay, we'll get to you right after this.
So I just wanted to.
You can do a double move, yes, but still at only half your speed.
So that's 30 feet if I double move.
Correct.
Is that how far did I fall? You said 30
Yeah,
feet.
30 feet, so you're able to get right up to the cliff edge.
The edge. Gar scales up, spits as he rolls over the edge. Oh, goddamn! I can't believe I'm still alive. All right.
Never doubt Arete, Gorgon shouts.
Okay, Gorgon.
Chapter 4, Book 2.
So Gorgon slashes out with his kukri again, trying to take out the monster. 20 plus 9. Nat 20.
Is a hit, of course.
And 24 to confirm.
Confirmed critical.
Okay.
Ah, look at that.
At least you guys are rolling good.
Oh, that's a D5, not a D4. There's just a second. 2D4 plus 12. 16 damage.
As you slash the creature with your kukri. What was it, 23 you said?
16 damage.
For our viewers at home, drugs are bad.
That's why Luke
Smell
is
that.
attempting to do all of them.
See, I hate that.
So that
myth.
you won't have to.
Drugs are actually super good for you.
So
So this thing's like attached to me. Do I need to do any sort of check to?
Escape artist.
you can do a CMB, an escape artist, or you can straight up attack it.
What size category is this creature?
It is medium, but it's on the small size of medium.
Would you allow me to do a CMB this turn to take control of the grapple, and then next turn to like break a wing or something?
I don't think it constitutes a grapple.
No, it's a little bit different because like you can even still straight up attack it.
Because it's latched onto you with its mouth, kind of.
Yeah. So it's not really like grappling you. It's
Right. It's just kind of
Just-
on me.
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna swap to my chakram and shield.
Yeah. The creature's looking worse for the wear, bleeding in several places.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start slashing at it that way. 23
Is a hit.
for.
So
12
as the
damage.
creature is sucking your blood, you take out your chakram and just sort of slice the creature's head off.
I'm gonna look at Leslie and say, I hope you have some of your mixtures. Are we cool to
What do
use
you
magic in front of these guys?
It's
No.
up to you,
I don't
Edward.
think
No.
so.
Okay.
Edward.
All right, so Edward will attempt to bash one of the, probably the one on my left. Come on. Damn, a little bit of help here.
They're called Cornu Gorgon.
Oh, that is not the right thing that I rolled.
Gorgonatus.
That is my
Gorgonatus.
crossbow for some reason. Allow me to. I can keep the 14, I guess. Well, actually, it wouldn't be a 14. What I. Oh, well, that's it. Can I pick that nat
Nat
20 for the
20.
movie star?
Roll does it confirm? Oh, no, it doesn't.
No, it's just 8 damage.
Bensel's like the Oprah of Roll20. She's like, you get a nat 20, and you get
Yeah,
a nat 20.
it's the best.
Everybody except
So-
Luke gets nat 20.
That's funny.
Which was the one that you were attacking?
The one on my left, yeah.
And you are they? There's one attached to you, isn't there?
I think last round I deattached myself, right?
Oh, did you? Okay.
Except if it reattached itself again. If
Thought
If-
that it did, but
How
How many-
Actually, no, you're right. I did get reattached, so then it would be the one that's on me then.
okay. Okay, for 8 points of damage, as you begin slamming it with your Morning Star. As you hit it, it leaves behind like small puncture. Well, not small, but puncture wounds in the creature where you've struck it with your Morning Star.
Good stuff.
Okay. Artis makes an attack with his pistol. Fail. It misfires.
Like an actual
Sure.
misfire in that one.
Yeah. So it's whatever, it's broken. I don't know the roll for that. But
Yeah, it gets the broken condition, so it basically gets
He
minus
has to-
4 to it. Yeah, it gets minus 4 to all attacks, and if it goes another nat 1, and right now, if it rolls a 1, 2, or 3, I think it'll blow up in his hand.
Right. Okay, so this one swoops past Leslie, attempting to pull him.
Ooh.
29
Ah.
is a hit
That sucks.
for 5 points of damage. Although I do not believe it's able to CMB you
Luckily, it's not.
as it swoops by.
I'm gonna have to heal myself, but if you can take a heal for me on your turn.
I don't need it now. I just meant after the fight.
Gorgon, this one attempts to bite you for 24, which is a hit.
Yep.
So it bites you with its mandibles on your bicep, dealing 3 points of damage and draining 1 point of constitution. Gamry, this creature attempts to fly past you once again.
Stay away from me, creature.
That one. And so it, as it's flying towards you, it maneuvers poorly and sort of, it doesn't slam into the cliff, but sort of hits the cliff a bit and is thrown off. Takes 1d6 point of damage. This one flies over and bites you, Gamry, as it flies past. You have your bow out, correct?
Yeah.
Right, so
I
you
mean-
don't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Wait, there's. Oh, never mind. Because it's a ranged weapon, right? That's,
Yeah, ranged weapons, you don't get to make attacks of opportunity. 21, Gamry, or Gar.
The hit. Or
For
the
9
damage.
points of damage, make a fortitude save.
Got it.
Oh,
Is 10.
you
Okay.
failed.
Oh, it's plus 10, I mean.
Oh, plus 10? Oh,
Rolled
okay.
22.
Yeah, you pass. So yeah, you just take 9 points of damage as the creature bites you.
Gotcha.
And then Edward?
Yeah.
Okay, so one creature is still on you, so it just does its attached damage.
Okay.
Drains 1 point of con. And the second one makes its bite on you. 20 is a hit, I believe.
Yep.
7 points of damage and drains 1 point of con.
That is not cool.
Gorgon.
Gorgon attempts to escape artist as this move action. 20 plus 14. 31.
Success.
Gorgon will.
Push the creature
Stab.
off it.
Yeah, Gorgon's going to stab at it.
Is CMB not or escape artist not a full round? Or
I have it
standard
unlocked.
round? Oh, okay. Oh, what a cool guy.
Threat and crit,
Mm-hmm.
and 24.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Is that your second crit?
Second crit in a row.
That's wild.
Yeah. Well, I do have, like, that's why I made my kukri, so it has
Yeah, right.
16 damage.
All right. So you stab the creature deeply with your kukri and sort of rake it, like slash it as you draw it out, and some of the creature's insides begin spilling out.
And that's my turn.
Leslie, you
Well-
stand beside Sveltna as the creatures fly around you.
Leslie considers taking a heal, but then decides maybe I'll try another bomb. Nat 20!
Holy shit.
Wow.
Man, it's so
Remember
great
that
to not
we
be Luke.
roll 20?
What the fuck? 16 touch attack to confirm the crit.
Confirmed.
Alright, so 18 damage plus 5 damage, 23 damage, and a fortitude save. That's so weird. Cool.
That's like a lot of crits in a row.
It's a lot of crits. That's
Well,
three.
I don't think we were doing very well in the initial rounds of combat, so I think it's just
Yeah,
the
we
luck
need them for
pendulum
this fight.
swung.
I just crit, pretty much.
Okay, so he totally fails his fortitude, so he's blind.
Woo! Get the fuck out of here!
Okay. Car.
Gar will take a 5-foot step, trying to like get slightly better footing, assuming I wasn't prone or anything. And I'll make a full attack, trying to shoot down the big creature closest to me.
You see that Edward's being swarmed by the small creatures, and like they're like biting into him, and he looks quite evidently in distress.
This is a sign from the red
himself.
Die.
If these things pull us off the cliff, there'll be nobody to save. 26, 24, and critical miss.
Okay, so 2 hits.
I made a roll for the critical miss. Yes.
You're all right.
Oh, okay, never mind. 2 hits for 8 damage and 14, so 22.
So the first arrow that you shoot out kills the creature. Well, it hits the creature in the head, and as it's flying, it just sort of keeps flying and slams into the side of the mountain, and then just kind of falls. So, and then you can do your second attack on the one behind it.
Uh,
14
so
points
14?
of damage.
Yeah.
did I kill that one too?
Unfortunately, no, but it's looking pretty wounded. Aimless
Okay.
girl.
She's gonna start moving over here, and as she moves past Les, she's gonna say, "I can't do anything unless these are on the ground. I'm starting to climb."
You have 0 ranged weapons?
I can,
My bow is a composite +3 short
Oh,
bow.
you
So
don't
So
have
once I
ranger
lost that strength, I couldn't use it.
I can
Oh.
I can give you my longbow.
It's hilarious.
Use it.
I
Throw your
suck.
shot.
Start to climb up the wall and
I
falls
suck
on
with
her
it.
ass.
Why would you climb the wall? Think about it.
Seems safe.
What purpose does it serve?
So yeah, you got a nat 1 trying to climb, man. You're
Yeah.
gonna take 1 point of damage because you have Boots of the Cat. As you make it up a little ways and then fall and land on your back. Edward.
Edward is kind of starting to panic a little bit. So I think I'm going to summon a skeleton.
Okay.
Um,
What does that? It says summon monster. So
It's
It provokes
raise
and
the
all
dead. As a standard action, I summon a single skeleton or zombie to serve me.
I assume it's like a spell. It sort of provokes and all that.
Is it a
Um,
spell-like ability?
no, it's
or
just a
is it an
standard
EX?
action.
What type of
Uh,
ability is it? EX or SP?
SU.
That's supernatural.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, not off the top of my head. I'll look it up.
It seems like something to me that would provoke summoning a creature, even if it is in a class ability.
Maybe.
So
Supernatural abilities are magical but not spell-like. Supernatural abilities are not subject to spell resistance and do not function in areas where magic is suppressed or negated. Cannot be dispelled. It's not subject.
Oh, wow, that's good to know.
It doesn't say anything about attacks of opportunity.
well, it's a standard action. It's a summon, and it seems to me it functions as
Well-
summon monsters. So.
Well, the attack of opportunity that you take is from doing the movements of the spell, which I don't have to do.
Well, I'm still saying it's provokes, so it didn't hit anyway. So
Okay.
unless you find a rule that says it doesn't.
I'll definitely will.
Respect the GM.
I definitely will, and not only that, but
NPCs.
the next two attacks you take will be just cancelled. But yeah, so I guess I'll summon a little Jerry over there.
What's your name of your ability, Labatt?
It's called Raise the Dead. It's from the Bones Oracle. And yeah, so I just call Jerry, and then I will have him full attack. The one that is closest to him. So here's Jerry doing some double claws action. So that's a 23 and a 13.
Okay,
And he does so, assuming only the 23 is a hit.
it's definitely a hit.
Wait,
Is he?
Is that other creature grappled? If it's on me, or
Only one of them is on you. Yeah, I think it would be considered in a grapple for the purposes of an attack.
only one of them? Because I thought the other one got me too. I thought I had two.
Did they
on me.
both get you? I thought that one
Yeah.
was free.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the attack is still a hit. The 23, so
Yeah. How about the 13?
is not a hit.
I see. So that's only a 4 damage.
Right. As Jerry slashes and attempts to rake the creature off of Edward. Their turn.
Get it off me!
So if they're both attached. Sorry, Drew.
Just for the future. Yeah, so they generally do not provoke attacks of opportunity.
All right,
So what the
well-
internet is saying is unless the supernatural ability says it provokes an attack of opportunity, it generally does not.
That's what I
All
thought.
Just for the future.
So the two creatures that are attached to you drain you for 3 points of con.
Jesus Christ. I'm at -9. I think I'm about to die.
What's your total con score, dude?
I was about to check. Let's go take a looky look. It's 12.
Your con's at 12 after you took all that damage?
No,
No,
total.
that's his
Oh.
total. Oh. Oh. So it's not a confirmed crit, but it is a hit, dealing 12 points of damage on Gar. What's your CMD, Gar? I don't remember. It was like 18 or something. Russell, you there? Are you AFK? All right. 19. Help me remember. 19.
I
Gordon.
thought he said it was 23.
No, it's not that high, I don't think.
Gorgon lances out.
Oh,
at
wait.
the
Hold
creature.
on. I still had more creatures. So this one's blind. So it's flying, and it actually hits the mountain and begins falling.
Fuck yes.
This one will circle back this way. Land on the cliff, and it attacks Artis.
Good.
Is that another 20?
Good.
16 for 9 points of damage. So he's able to defend himself against the attack. Then I believe there's one more up near Gorgon.
Yep.
So the creature, severely weakened, moves away from you and begins retreating into the hole.
Did it?
Was it attached to you?
No.
Right.
Escape artist. Remember?
Right. Yeah, it just moves away. It's going
How
to do
far
a
away?
full retreat.
So 30 feet.
Can't you move further with a full retreat?
No. You can only move 30 feet from a full withdrawal.
Oh, really? Okay. It does a full withdrawal while flying. Ah, touche.
Get fucked.
So it moves further.
I was gonna say if it runs, it can move up to 4 times its speed, but it's
Gorgon.
flying.
So the creature is now how far away from me?
It's like 40 feet away.
40 feet. Harpoon's range is 50 feet, so Gorgon is going to whale a harpoon at it. Go
You
get
hear
over
Edward
here.
calling out for help down below you.
And then he'll pull a Gar and be like, Edward can take care of himself.
Cut it off, May.
I'm dying!
Oh, that's out of Gorgon's range.
Oh, shucks. Just out of Gorgon's range.
Famous last words.
When Edward's gonna
Now-
die, and then Benzel's gonna be like, "How about we have a good roleplay session about how his death affects you?"
Now,
Just to stab it in the
I-
fucking wound. No.
I will say that the downward motion increases your range increment by 5 feet.
It still really doesn't help me much. Gorgon is going to spear the one that was attacking him.
Okay.
28 versus its AC.
It's a hit. So I'm not gonna make you roll damage. So as the creature is flying away, you throw your harpoon, which impales the creature, and it slams into the ground.
Okay. Gorgon. I guess Gorgon's gonna drop the harpoon in the other end of the rope. I'll have to come back for it later.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's gonna feed a queen or something. I can still do a move action. Or no, Gorgon's gonna coil his harpoon back up.
Okay. Leslie,
Alrighty then. 5
you
feet.
hear Edward calling out for help.
Yeah, Leslie looks at this thing and figures they can hopefully deal with it.
Cut it off, May.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I started
You're the
literally
first known victim of the Corbin Gorgonatus.
the Gorgonatus was
You can
some
move on.
it was some idiot named Barry, or I don't know, can't remember.
Gar.
Double move. And I'm gonna be like, I'm coming! I'm coming, Edward!
That's
Gar.
okay.
I'll be okay. Oh dear.
Oh,
I'm dead.
Russell's still AFK, I guess.
Kill
That's
him. punish him,
unfortunate.
Kill him.
Nameless girl.
Climb. 18.
Is not a success, but what I'm going to say is if you fail by less than 5, you can make a 5-foot move.
I like
So
it.
you very, very slowly make progress.
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
Okay, let's go to, first of all, Gar, 19 versus your CMB.
Fail.
Okay. So, and then you get to take a turn. And
Gar-
Edward looks really bad. These creatures are swarming on him. He looks pale. He looks weak.
I wish I was covered in blood.
If I had any. No, that's where I would put my blood if I had any.
Gar chooses to look the other way and focus on attacks. Better to smite evil than to save evil. That's what I always
Oh,
say.
wow.
He's fucking so insane.
Wait, is it self-sacrifice the thing you said that Arete values the most?
Self-sacrificing to save children, perhaps.
Isn't Edward a bit of a
I'm a child. I'm a child. Normally I would argue, but right now I'm a child.
That's 3 attacks against the big one.
What a guy. At least you know Gar's got your back.
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
Yang and
All
Gar's
right.
back.
So,
Camry's
what are
back.
your attacks? 29, 16, and 9?
Yeah, 29's a hit, 12 damage.
Okay.
As fun as it is to troll Yang about having Gamry's back, none of us would have ran towards that dinosaur. No one.
That was a long time ago.
Spelda was going to, but
also
Gorgon
not
stopped
you.
her.
My reincarnation has forgiven him.
So, as your first
thank
arrow
Gorgon saved you.
pierces
Jet.
the creature's hide, and it shrieks as it begins tumbling through the air towards the ground. Nameless girl.
Keep climbing. At 20 for 31.
Yeah, finally. You find the footholds and handholds that you need and are able to ascend.
Half speed.
Speed. Yep. So you can do a double move and go 30. I think that'll get you up the cliff.
That gets me close.
Edward.
Dude, you gotta take like a full defense or something here, man.
So first thing that I will
Yeah,
do
but they're already
is
attached to him, so that's
yeah. So Edward will do a CMD to attempt to detach the one that is on the left of his token. So that is 15.
unfortunately that is unsuccessful.
All right, and the one that Jerry will just keep attacking the same dude with his double claws, choo 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 choo, and that is an 18 and a 14,
So the 18 is a hit.
5 damage.
This one was already severely wounded, and Jerry finishes him off.
Cool. That feels good.
Thanks, Jerry.
Artist reloads his pistol. This guy moves forward and attacks.
Actually,
Oops. 18 is a hit.
He's there for 3 more rounds. Can you believe this?
Dealing 1 point of damage.
oh wait.
What's 1F6? Oh, the typo, never mind.
Sure is. So, the Cornu Gorgantus attempts to bite Cole, but Cole knocks the mandibles away with his climbing pick. Edward, the small creature, continues its draining for an additional 2 Constitution.
So bad. So I have 1 point of Constitution left.
Gorgon.
So I can slide at, I can descend at 60 feet
Okay.
with my slider/descender. I think I could make a charge from here. So my rope ends where that blue line is.
But like, so the ascender
like a-
slash slider, is that an actual D&D item or is that?
It's a 3.5 port.
I'm gonna say though, if you move at that speed, you're gonna take at least half of that in falling damage because you're moving at like a really fast speed.
Well, what happens if I wouldn't get the... Let's do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to descend at the 60...
You can do an acrobatics to reduce
I'll
it as
save
well.
you,
Yeah.
Ivan.
No. So what Gorgon's going to do is he'll move 30
I will
feet down the
will
rope.
allow you to do it as a charge though, but it'll have those conditions that I've specified.
So I have to do an acrobatics for less damage.
Yep.
And... Gorgon will try and save Edward. Make it so.
I'll save you, Ivan.
Who's Ivan?
Well, it's it's Gorgon forgetting Edward's name again.
Whose?
Oh God.
Isn't the skill?
It was all
That's my
part of the
acrobatics is 29.
Success.
Pretty good.
As Gorgon, you are able to sort of rappel and use your legs to keep yourself a good distance and from the wall and, correctly oriented.
So my attack roll is plus
Hit.
Earth, and threat and crit.
Okay.
14.
Is not a hit.
Okay, and because I'm charging, I get an extra, or I get my sneak attack damage. 22 damage to the creature.
So Gorgon comes sliding down the rope and impales the creature with his
Kukri. It's a slashing.
kukri. Slashes the creature with his kukri, cutting off several of its limbs. The creature falls to the ground and sort of curls up, dead. Leslie.
Leslie arrives to see that Ed doesn't need his help anymore. He's like, God damn it.
He could probably use some heals.
Fuck him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
I think I'm gonna take a little nap, maybe.
I'm just gonna double move again for my turn. And
Wake up. You need to hear my lecture on hobgoblin culture.
Of course.
anybody need some healing?
Leslie.
What's that?
Do.
Is that an angel?
I have no penis.
Oh no, it's just Leslie. Oh, I must really be about to
Okay.
die.
Yes,
So, Leslie.
you are. I double moved, so that's my turn. I'll heal him next turn.
Russell.
Gar kneels beside Edward. Says, "Are you alive, young man?"
Oh, I think I'll make it.
Good enough for me. What's the state of affairs, Gorgon?
Gorgon just slid down an icy slope and says, I haven't taken stock. There could be more in the hole, but I'll have to wait and go back and check. Sveltna, it looks like she's in danger.
I was just acting tough. Help.
Can Gar see the one way over here?
Yep.
All right, Gar says, let's see if I can make this shot. That looks like a range increment.
Nope.
No, not on a longbow. You have like
Longbow
120
is
feet.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
over
it's like
100.
120.
Decent.
Or
26,
wait,
22, 21.
is the longbow super long? The crossbow is further, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, crossbow's like 180.
No, I don't think
No.
so.
No?
I'll look it up, but he's good.
I know my short bow's like 90.
No, 60 feet on a short bow. Okay, crossbow light is 80 feet.
Oh.
Crossbow heavy is 120 feet.
Yeah, I knew crossbow heavy was pretty good. I think the crossbows shoot further. So those are all hits, Gar? Russell? Anybody?
Hi.
I'm here.
Did we lose Russ?
Longbow's 100 feet, and then 110 feet for a composite.
Well, is it composite? Did
But
Russ
it's
must
still
have-
within 100 feet. Short
Russ-
bows have got a range of 60 feet, and
Russ
composite
must
70.
Yeah, so my comp's at 70.
Russell
Right.
must have DC'd or so. Oh, there you are.
He's back.
26 hit.
Yeah, all those, the three of those are hits.
You playing from the bell van today?
Yeah, Russ.
I just got to
13.
Put the mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
Put it in your mouth.
Total of 32 damage.
Yeah, you're
Put-
still really hard to
Put
hear.
it in
Russ.
and around your mouth.
32 damage.
Total?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in and around your butt.
Okay. So arrow, Gar notches 3 arrows and quickly fires them in rapid succession, impaling the creature 3 times in its midsection. It shrieks out in pain. Nameless girl, you're almost to the top of the cliff. Fail, but you're able to move 5 feet. Edward, you are severely drained. You feel very cold.
I will just wait to be healed,
Okay.
and and I guess that's pretty
Lie
much
down.
Artis takes a 5-foot step and loads his pistol. The other NPC, Cole, makes an attack, which is a miss. He attempts to stab it with his pick. The last Cornu Gorgantus retreats, flies away, seeing that the day is lost. And then we'll go to free move. So
Bargain.
the creatures
Bargain.
are all dead and have retreated. You stand on the edge of the cliff with the howling wind all around you. You assess
Question.
the damages and wounds.
Gonna see.
Is one of these large creatures on the cliffside?
All of the large ones have fallen
Okay.
down below.
see.
So Gorgon is going to take one of the better preserved little ones for later scientific analysis.
Okay.
I'm gonna see.
And
Now
he
they are
starts-
medium size, so they're of good size. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Gorgon will probably sled them down afterwards or something.
All right. Yeah, you've
Okay.
got a pretty good strength, so you should be okay.
I'm gonna say
Gorgon starts ascending the rope into the cave.
Thanks a lot, Jerry. You can go now.
and he goes back and disappears back into the
What were you
ground.
thinking summoning that thing here? They could have seen him.
I was about to die, and well, it's just a random skeleton showing up in the middle of nowhere. Who can know?
I can't even respond to that. Here, drink this potion.
I want you to know, Edward, that if they turn on you for your unholy ways, I'll be the first to join them.
Really?
Oh, Gar. Da da
Gar?
da 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 da.
After I've risked my life and almost died to protect your ass, that's how you're gonna.
Gain 18 HP, Edward.
A heart of gold is still an evil heart of gold.
Sveltna,
Just
make a
remember,
fortitude.
your max hit points, Lamat, are capped. So basically, your max hit points are down. How many points? Like you were at 12
Yeah, so
and now you're down to 1.
yeah, so it's 58 minus 24 would be 34 as my max HP.
So gain 18 from whatever you had.
Yeah, I'm at 27 now.
Okay.
Sveltna, make a fortitude save.
I need to get restoration.
Actually, I can just
So sorry, what was your max HP before?
Luke, are you here?
It's probably out there sucking D.
So sorry, Lamat,
side,
you were
if
at,
someone wants to
what
roll
was
me
your
a
max
+3.
HP before?
Oh, you're outside. Okay.
You know what? I can probably just calculate it on the character sheet because
Plus 3?
Yeah, because you should be whatever your max HP is. It's minus 36.
Luke rolled a 20.
Okay.
yeah, so yeah, 34 HP is my max. It's how it's written on the character sheet because I have 9 and my mod is minus 3.
Okay, everybody make a fortitude save versus the cold.
Oh, that's good.
Success. DC 17.
I guess it's actually 30. We get plus 5 for our clothing.
Yeah, you want to roll me a +8?
Is that different from what I just rolled you?
Yeah, what did you just rolled me is a +3.
I still got a 26.
Yeah, so you're all right.
But I mean, you succeeded. You need another roll.
Mine is taking into consideration the minus 4 con.
Do you know what I mean, Luke?
Well, he said everybody.
All right, so that wasn't a fortitude save.
I put in my character sheet. So.
Luke rolled a 20.
Okay, looks like everybody's pretty good.
Les looks Edward up and down. Jeez, they really got a hold of you.
Yeah, I was trying to protect Gar.
Oh,
I
aren't you a
got it,
hero? Les slaps Edward on the bum and starts walking.
Edward
Oh.
looks very pale.
Gorgon says, everyone
No.
please, or no, Gorgon's just going to go up and check out the hole.
Can we sleep in there?
So you go up to the small cavern in the cliff, past where there was a small cave in where you threw a bomb. There's the remains of the creature you slew, and it looks as if the cave goes on for some distance.
Shut your...
Do I find any evidence of a nest, or is there anything around on the ground or bones?
Further in, yes, you come to an area where it looks as if they've been denning, and there's some what looks like web sacks, like spider egg sacks almost.
Gorgon would like to take a sample of that.
Okay, how do you want to go about taking a sample of this?
First, I'd like to do this with some of the other party present, if at all. Once Gorgon makes a discovery, he's not callous enough to go in alone.
Okay.
So I would like to bring other party members who are willing to go with me. Maybe not Edward. Someone stay back with Edward and someone come ahead with Gorgon. Sveltna, maybe.
I'd go up there.
Well, Sveltna's already. She's.
Oh yeah, she's doing something else, so she's kind of busy. So I'll take Les and I'll leave Gar with Edward. That sounds good.
like a good idea.
So I need... Oh dear. So I need a
Seems safe.
dex check, right?
Yeah, but
Edward slipped and plunged to his death.
Oopsie.
There's
He will-
nothing I could do to protect him.
As soon
Yeah,
as
Gorgon
gravity...
doesn't get the
Animosity.
conflict between them, so he just kind of.
Gar will be
Don't
like,
mind
as soon as
the
gravity
rope
turns on your
that's tied
evil
to-
ways, I will follow along. Alright.
So I'll bring Les with me.
So
Can I-
Leslie and Gorgon, you are in the cavern.
First things first, Les, do you mind if I we should probably heal just to be on the safe side. Do you have any sort of cure light or anything I could use?
Yep.
Toss me one.
8 HP. How much more do you
Okay.
need?
That was about it. So, Benzel, you can probably see my blue bar.
Mm-hmm.
My blue bar is my hit points with the new cap.
Okay.
I have a shield that you could take, although we might want to wait until there's a sign of danger.
Yeah, it only lasts minutes, so it's kind of a thing you want to take in combat.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm. So
A
what-
dozen creatures appear behind you, and they say, "You fucked up."
No!
Yeah, you're not Beard.
Benzel's boner intensifies.
So yeah, how are you gonna go about this, Gorgon?
So like, are they hanging on the roof? Are they?
Yeah, imagine it's like a just like a web cocoon, like a little web sack.
Well, I want to do perception. First of all, is there anything crawling around? Anything that, like, do they have remains of other creatures? Is there anything valuable? Anything unique? So let's
I
start
rolled
with just the
21
perception.
So there are like a few pieces of
Nice.
remains like hanging from the ceiling here and there. Also, what was you wanted to know if there was any creature remains?
Also,
it does. It
yeah.
does appear as if it's sort of gestating a little bit, like it's there is
Moving.
some very slight movement. Yeah.
Most of the remains belong to Edward.
Gorgon strikes a sunrod and kind of tosses it like behind the thing. So like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know how like you can take an egg and hold it up to a light to try and see what's inside?
Right. Yeah. So you try to do that, but it's pretty opaque, and you're not really able to see into it.
How big is this cocoon? Are we talking like the size of a man? Are we
It's
talking
like
the size of a
medium
wasp nest?
size, approximately.
Gorgon says, "I really want to take it down out of curiosity alone."
I'm with you.
I'm just taking a look at my equipment here. Uno momento.
I don't have much that can help.
I got a grappling hook. I got a spear.
Oh, Tootsie.
I
I love you.
got the harpoon.
Good girl.
So it's like probably hanging from like a central bit.
No, it's sort of like pasted into a corner, more or less.
Can we reach it?
Yeah.
Gorgon, would he be able to lash a hacksaw to his spear to kind of create like a, like one of those tools you use for an arborist?
I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Gorgon's going to do that and try and cut it free. But he's going to do it strategically so that, like, he leaves the one near where it will fall first so it doesn't fall hard, like try and soften the fall to the best of his ability.
You think that if you do this, it could potentially break open.
What if Les put his hands up and held it so that as it gives away, he could sort of, she could lower it gently to the ground?
What are you going to lower it with?
My hands?
Actually, I've got the perfect thing for this. So I have impact foam.
Oh, perfect. I know
Wow.
exactly what that is. Yeah, so you're going to use that then?
Yes.
Okay, so
girl.
Gorgon
I was trying
spreads
to figure out how to make some sort of thing that I could activate
something
but,
that
like,
could cushion the fall.
or cushion my fall, but I can't figure, like, it takes a while to activate, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't see a way of deploying this before Gorgon hits the ground.
I'm just
Fun
impressed that
fact.
you managed to use all these things.
Fun fact, Hale was going to use he was going to use the expanding foam as a prank on someone. He was going to
Oh.
like put it in their tent or something.
He was a
No, wow.
prankster.
Okay, so Gorgon, you spread the impact foam around below the web sack, and you begin cutting it, and Leslie, you help to lower it, and you're able to Gorgon, actually make a dexterity check. CMB. if you have something that you or sleight of hand. How about sleight of hand? That
Okay,
seems.
so I'll keep that roll. The difference between that, I think, is my sleight of hand is +9, so that's an added 4, so 23.
So you're able to cut it away without like rupturing it or piercing it or anything, and you're able to lower the sack down with Leslie's help. You have now freed it.
Do you want to cut it open?
Yeah, we got to dissect it.
Oh, yeah.
So Gorgon cautiously like try and take off like a thin layer using his kukri as kind of like a surgical implement.
What, like, are you gonna vivisect it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you begin cutting the sack open, and as you do so, all kinds of the small creatures begin pouring out of it. And
Gross.
they create a swarm which begins crawling over you guys, and you automatically take damage.
Why did we do this?
I don't know.
You each make a fortitude save.
17.
Success.
1 second, please. I just have to adjust.
It's versus poison gorgon.
Oh,
and
then plus 10 total.
10 in total.
Yeah.
Okay, so you fail, so you take 1d4 points of strength damage.
Oh.
You can roll it.
Okay. 2.
So these things begin swarming over you. It looks as if not all of them were as
Developed.
like it. Yeah, like it looks as if there's still larvae inside, but yeah, quite a bit of these things are swarming over you.
Is the swarm dissipating on its own or no?
Not especially, but you could probably get rid of it with a bit of effort, like if Leslie used
I'd
a
like to
bomb,
bomb it.
etc. So Leslie uses a well-placed bomb to sort of evaporate any creatures that are attacking you.
I thought we'd get something a little more interesting and a little less gross.
Gorgon says sometimes science and exploration, there are some downsides. He says, throwing up a little bit and spitting out the refuge.
Les offers her fist in a fist bump and says, "Science."
Science. Gorgon fist bumps her.
That was our thing.
So Gorgon says, by the way, Leslie, about our experiences here, I am going to be submitting my journal to the scientific community for our journeys up north, but I'm also thinking of writing a children's book about our adventures.
It's a very interesting idea. I am keeping notes of my scientific exploration of changing genders.
Gorgon says, I have a friend named Kovac. He's a psychiatrist. He might be interested in talking to you about your experience.
Hopefully these creatures taught you a lot about sucking. I'm kidding, I'm not there.
As long as he's magic friendly.
Gorgon says most hobgoblins are indifferent.
I'd happily talk to him.
So we check out the cave really quickly. Is there anything else to note?
No, nothing especially, although it appears that you find the remains of what looks like a human.
Oh, is it the guy who got lost?
I investigate. Is there any was there any equipment on the human, or is it just a skeleton?
There's a skeleton, but there does appear to be a few small pieces of equipment. Looks like climbing gear mostly.
Can I tell anything by the equipment?
If you do like an appraise or something.
How about architecture and engineering?
Sure.
Plus 12.
Also, 22 heal check to see if it's a skeleton because of how long it's been there or because it's been eaten down to a skeleton.
Well, we're in the permafrost.
Yeah, you're
so,
right.
like,
It wouldn't. You're right. It wouldn't turn into a skeleton.
So in that 20 on him and his equipment.
You think that he is a Teresian based on like the make of his equipment?
Shit, suck.
Had any other Teresian expedition gotten this far?
Yeah, there was a Teresian Oh wait, no, my mistake. I fucked up. He's not he is not Teresian. He is
Who's
that
the other
other. I can't remember.
Euclidean?
No, not them. The
Cloverin.
ones Cloverin. Yeah, he's Cloverin. My mistake. Yeah,
Well-
there was a Cloverin expedition that disappeared in the
Fascinating.
region.
So Gorgon says, well, this will be, we found the remains and we can submit his tools to the museums to let them know how far the Cloverins made it before they died.
Nameless girl. To continue on, you do an acrobatics check to sort of balance your way through the difficult icy terrain up to the final cliff.
22.
So you're successful. So you're able
Luke,
to.
you're probably on mute.
No, you can hear him. You're able to move your speed. Edward and Gar, you're Edward is severely wounded.
I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, it's mostly drain, but
Wow.
well, hopefully everything is going fine for them up there. Would be
So
a-
I guess Gorgon and Leslie, you make your way back out and down.
Assuming they come back, I would probably just move.
Sveltna, before you go up there, Leslie,
I'm just being a
Sveltna,
troll.
make one more check. Success. So Sveltna, you reach the top where it sort of plateaus off and you can, move around freely. You begin anchoring some ropes, and the group takes their time and eventually makes their way up to where Sveltna is up on the plateau. Could I get a fortitude from everybody versus the cold?
Uh, 16.
Not 20.
23.
Leslie, you fail. You take 4 points of non-lethal, and Gorgon's AFK. So you reach the top of the mountain, or well, not the top of the mountain, but the plateau where it levels off, and you begin setting up camp for the evening. The Aurora Borealis happens at night, and it happens quite frequently. You've noticed it a few times. Since you're closer to the pole, you notice that it seems more vibrant than it did when you were further away. The next day, you begin setting up some ropes to haul up some of the gear from down below and begin hauling it up to make your last depot. So one night has passed, so everybody restores one of any ability of all abilities that they've been drained of.
Sveltna's also going to heal herself.
Okay.
In her
Yeah.
tent.
I would use all of my heals before you go to sleep if people want to use heals.
So I think, is it a lot of healing?
Yeah, 3, actually up to 4 cure mod wounds.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say everybody's pretty well back up to full. Looks like, yeah, there's not a huge amount of HP missing. So of course, Edward, you are still at reduced because of the ability damage, as well as Gorgon. He's taken some ability damage.
I'm going
and
to attempt a heal
Same
check on
Z's.
myself to provide long-term care to recover 2 points instead of 1.
that takes like hours.
You might be right.
Yeah, it's like
For a day or more, you're correct. Sorry,
so.
I glossed over that.
You could do that. It would mean that you're not assisting in any way, and you're basically just laying in the tent, more or less.
Nah, Gorgon, that's not his style.
Now, actually, that night, also, Artist Millen approaches the group and says, well, he begins by saying, "Those were some awfully strange creatures. We've never encountered anything like them here on the continent. Are you familiar with such beasts?"
Gorgon says, with a great degree of scientific certainty, I believe this to be a brand new species. I've named it the Cornu gorgonatus, and Gorgon's got like the creature beside him, and he's also got another dead one that he's dissected, and he shows him the drawings of all the organs and all the notes and stuff.
Fascinating. This could be quite beneficial to the Natural Historical Society.
Yeah, I don't think I need to see this thing ever again.
Gorgon says, I plan to publish my journal in full upon the completion of this expedition.
Now, something else that dismayed me other than the creatures was the skeleton that I saw on the cliff.
That's probably nothing.
It seemingly came out of nowhere and then disappeared shortly after. You surely saw it.
I didn't see any skeleton. And I'm gonna do an intimidate check.
To intimidate?
I think it's more of a bluff check.
Well,
Oh, wow.
So, okay. Nameless girl. Are you, like...
She's just kind of like sitting there sharpening her chakram.
I mean, to do it as an intimidate,
That means you
To
know
me-
about it.
Right, yeah,
You're-
that's true. Kind of
you're
like
sh-
admitting.
you're acknowledging that yeah. So if you want to do that, you can. It's up to you.
Can
But
I
yeah,
do
I'm just trying to clarify
like-
that.
the same roll.
Sorry, say that again.
Can I do a bluff check but keep the same roll?
Oh yeah, sure. So what are you saying?
And it works!
Your bluff?
I'm just gonna say I don't remember seeing anything from the distance away from them that we were standing.
Nameless girl's in the good. He says, Edward, Gar.
Gorgon
You
looks
are
at
a-
him and says,
you are a
perhaps you are
paladin."
suffering from altitude sickness. And that's his bluff going in. Just give me a second to figure it out.
I mean, I feel if we saw a
23.
skeleton, we would have probably screamed
Have
like,
you,
"Oh no, skeleton!"
Did you ascend too quickly? Perhaps you should sit down.
He sort of narrows his eyes and looks at you, Gorgon, and says, "We're not high enough for that type of thing. I don't understand why everyone is acting so strange about this."
Well, when you're seeing things, when you're observing strange things,
Yeah,
Is
forgive me,
Russell here?
Forgive me, Leslie will say, but it does sound a little
Hi.
unbelievable for a skeleton to appear out of nowhere. I mean, who's ever heard of a walking skeleton? This is
Gar,
our attempt to gaslight him.
you are a
It's such a shitty gaslight.
you are a paladin of Arete. Surely you wish to seek out evil things such as skeletons that appear out of nowhere.
Yes, it is actually pretty much my entire purpose.
You must have seen this creature.
You're putting me in a hard position here. I thought you abstained from discussing this further.
Oh my god.
That's
You're putting me in a hard position
Yeah,
here.
that's
You forced me to admit
essentially
something I
admitting
don't
guilt.
want to do.
I must say this is a little dismaying.
Kill him.
I actually, I just don't like to get involved in party affairs.
Why would you implicate us?
I suspected that it had something to do with you. Someone is able within your group to seemingly bring a skeleton out of thin air.
I mean, I think it was just probably, who knows what the secret this mountain hides, right? Maybe it was just walking around or something.
You can roll a bluff check for that.
Sweet.
Can I roll a sense motive on this person?
no.
Yeah, it's Artis
always,
Millen.
I've always thought such things were very.
Oh my god.
So Edward's sweating.
Maybe it was like just walking around or something. I don't know. Nothing about these kind of things.
If we had
No,
all
no,
just
no.
lied to him, maybe he would have questioned his sanity. But now
You might as well have just thrown your arms up in the air. It's like, I admit it, I'm a necromancer.
Gar, what were you saying?
I happen to find such things rather distasteful in thought as well.
Well, yeah, skeletons are gross.
So, Artis levels a serious look on you, Edward, and says, I've read the papers in Abbott's Shore. I had my suspicions there was magic users among you, but to be honest, I was willing to take any chance to make the goal for the pole. I didn't wildly dream that there would be some sort of dark magic user among you, though.
I didn't do nothing.
Perhaps we could fashion a crucifix out of some stones.
Les will speak up and say, we apologize for any awkwardness this might have caused you, but if you know anything of our reputations, we travel the land and fight for good.
Never saw that skeleton before in my life, officer.
Well, there's nothing to be done about it now. We're all here.
Oh, there's one thing to do. Les starts statting out.
We should just send Anna in. Make him forget this.
Yeah, if only she was here.
I know. Fuck
So, yes, that night you sleep. You regain hit points.
Wake up and he's gone. He took off in the middle of the night.
Svelna wants to follow them, like sneakily follow them back to their tent after they leave ours and listen into their conversation.
Okay. So I'll get you to do a stealth and a perception.
I hope you don't get caught. Set fire to their tent, bro.
16 for both.
Okay.
You just had to use magic.
So you sneak out of your tent and make your way over to theirs after they've left. And you begin listening in on their conversation. Artis says, I suspected there was some sort of mage, but a necromancer? Someone summoning the undead? That's truly foul. I would never have expected from these characters something so profane.
He has a point.
To which Cole replies, I told you we shouldn't have... If you suspected there was magic users, we shouldn't have brought them in the first place. And which Artis says, yes, I suppose it was... Do you hear that? What's that?
Oh dear.
And very quickly, someone pokes their head out from the tent and looks over at you. Says, Svelte, what are you doing?
I just wanted to make sure you guys were thinking of doing something rash.
Of course not.
This is so
We are
bad.
in this together. We are still an expedition team.
I'm more so referring to once we get back to the shore.
Oh, I see. Well, as I said, I suspected that you were mages in the first place. And it was not my intention to cause you any legal troubles. Will you not come inside? It's cold out. He
Svelna
says,
will go
standing
inside.
shivering at the tent. Yeah, you will go inside?
Yeah.
They
All
stab
right,
you.
they grapple you and slit you. No. Yes, so inside the tent. I had my suspicions that there was mages among you. And as I said before, I was willing to take that risk. I've traveled all over the world, and I have seen strange things and met people who claim to be minor magic users, and they do not seem to be all inherently evil. And that is my belief. I felt that magic could help us make our bid for the pole, and that is probably so.
Well,
I have no intention of causing you any legal problems, sending the mob on you, so to speak.
just to be clear, Edward's the only mage with us. Leslie and Gorgon are merely just scientists.
Oh, God.
Gar is a man of the faith. I am
How can
just
you
good at what I do.
justify traveling with someone who has such profane abilities?
He's an
We
idiot,
just met him.
sir.
Not long ago.
Oh God.
Do
Edward.
you know the story of the lion and the gazelle?
I do not.
The gazelle knows it must run fast. Slowest gazelle is always eaten. Fastest lion must be faster than the slowest gazelle. We brought a slow gazelle with us.
Hey, fuck you, buddy. He's not
That is
wrong.
Sort of dismaying. Not exactly the approach I would take when forming a band of companions.
But it
Yes,
keeps
that's
me and my
what-
friends alive.
She doesn't speak for us? Ah.
Now she does it at this point. She's not wrong.
They offer you some hot tea and food.
Svelna will drink it and hang out with them for the night.
Okay. So, yes, you spend the night there, and the next day you.
Gorgon also shows up to their tent at the end of the night, or partway through the night after making away from the group. He lets Leslie know Leslie, you speak Hobgoblin, right?
Yeah.
He says to Leslie, he's like, I think it would be prudent to do some damage control on the artists and... sorry, what was the other guy's name?
Cole.
Cole.
Paris Millen and Cole Burton.
I wish to go talk to them. I'm thinking of letting them know that it is just Edward who is the mage.
That's one approach. I was thinking, sort of hoping, they would become seriously injured and I could heal them. People always seem to change their opinion when they're seriously injured and you heal them.
Gorgon says, I have noticed that phenomenon, that the second the magic becomes beneficial and perhaps life-saving,
Exactly.
people seem to turn a blind eye to its effects.
Exactly. I just pray that happens, and if it doesn't, Svelna could probably make it happen.
No, that should not be necessary.
You're right. This will be a dangerous trip.
So Gorgon goes to their tent to do some damage control, but I guess Feltna's already there.
Right. So you
masturbates.
you sort of go to the tent and call out, and they say for you to enter. When you do, you see them seated. Well, you knew that Sveltna was not in your tent, so she was probably here. When you enter, they offer you a seat and hot
Gorgon
drink.
basically apologizes for the deception, but hopefully they understand it was to keep their companion safe.
Artist nods and says, the fault is not solely yours. I deceived you as well, suspecting that you were magic users or had magic users among you in the first place and not confronting you about it.
Gorgon says, I have a theory that Edward is cursed, and we do have hopes, or at least I have hopes, and this is honest, of breaking his curse.
His facial expression takes on sort of a grave countenance, and he nods in understanding and says, truly, that would be a horrible thing to be cursed, so...
So Gorgon hangs out with them too, but that was just the piece he wanted to add, that he's a redemption project.
So he discusses it a little bit more and says, the crew may not share my feelings.
The crew probably, most definitely does not share your feelings.
Although, I feel that since they have gotten to know you, they may be more accepting of it. Still,
the less people who know would be better.
Absolutely.
I think they should stay to the commanding tent.
For the time being, I believe that we should keep it to ourselves.
The limited magic Edward can perform is of no risk to the expedition. Otherwise, we wouldn't have brought him in the first place. If there's any sign of trouble, Sveltna will be the first one to put him down.
Hopefully, I don't believe that shall be necessary, but whatever you say.
We can do it for blind faith, you know. Do you want an example?
No. That won't be necessary.
Gorgon said that was an attempt at a joke.
Ah, very good, Gorgon.
He hasn't quite mastered that forte.
I thought overstating the purpose was an excellent joke, but it appears I am wrong in this circumstance. Perhaps the matter is too serious and it's not funny.
So you spend the evening in the tent discussing and whatnot, and the next day you wake up, everybody's healed and all that, and you begin hauling the gear up to set your last depot. It takes some time to do so, and it isn't until the next day that you actually head out in earnest for the final bid for the pole. So
that's one more con.
Yep.
And one more strength.
Yeah. So Edward, be sure to restore a little bit of your abilities. So you begin making the last legs of the journey. It is extremely cold, as it has been. I will get everybody to make a fortitude, and this is sort of going to be for the day kind of thing, just to see how well you manage with the cold. I will also get a survival check to try to make your way in the proper direction.
So what did they say? Am I cool?
They think you're disgusting.
Gorgon says, even I hold reservations on what your magic is capable of. It is a magic most foul. To shackle a soul to an undead monster is not something I'd ever wish on any creature.
That body belonged to a person. That person deserves.
Don't even worry about the body. The body is just a thing. It's the soul, Gar.
Wait.
What does Arete teach us about the afterlife?
Hang on, Gorgon, you believe in souls?
I tried to treat him like a friend.
Yes, I do.
Less cocksnide Edward, and then continues the conversation.
Souls
I find that very surprising.
Why
I don't know what his name is,
because scientifically provable in this universe through the use of magic.
I mean, I can't. I can't. I tried asking for his name, but he doesn't talk. So I called him Jerry. I'm trying to. I don't know.
Jerry is an awful name. You might as well have called him Steve.
Every time you animate a creature, you pull its soul back from its eternal rest to do your bidding. It's not right. It's like slavery. I've written many pieces to the hobgoblins about the ending of that practice. There's only most of our slaves have been emancipated, but there are still places where they're accepted. Are you familiar with the concept of Korii?
How do you know so much about necromancy?
The what?
It's a word for a goblin knife fight.
Oh,
It's a barbaric practice that my people still do.
Sounds amusing.
I mean, Jerry's
It
just.
is, but it is wrong on a philosophical level.
I mean, Jerry's just a guy. I mean,
Jerry was a guy. Now Jerry is a slave.
that's a bummer.
Just so you know, I think I got the highest survival check at 24.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what were are everybody's rolls where they need to be, or they have modifiers on top of them?
There's 20. Mine's 21 for it, not 16.
Did I even fucking roll mine? I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
I nat 1 for it, so it doesn't matter about mods.
So
17
15 plus
survival.
5,
Yeah.
20.
My forts are
24.
always +5 for the cold.
Okay, so it looks like everybody except for Nameless Girl and Gar succeed.
The cold doesn't bother me.
So, Gar and Nameless Girl, you begin sort of lagging behind and just having difficulty with the cold. Basically, it'll make you fatigued. Also, someone to do a survival check.
Leslie did one.
Yeah, 24 I rolled.
All right, so you begin picking your way down the mountain as it slopes down towards the pole. You find a fairly good path that's not too difficult to traverse, although you do come to a rather slippery slope near the bottom, and it will require acrobatics checks to traverse.
Plus 14. 18 total.
Gorgon, with the aid of a rope fixed above, is able to sort of slide, rappel his way down the slope. Can I get acrobatics checks from others as well?
How steep is the slope?
Less than, I don't know, less than 45. It's only slight. I'd say like, I don't know, 20% incline.
I
20,
And
rolled
then-
an 8.
Oh, it's a slope upwards.
20 degree. No, it's down.
Oh, okay.
Minus 20.
How
degrees.
long down this slope are we going?
I don't know. Why is
I'm
this
just wondering if I should
information?
like, because I can put on skis and just ski down it instead of having to do these acros.
Yeah,
Skis.
I'll say
Holy
it gives you a bonus. Yeah, actually, everybody does have skis as well. That was some of the gear that you were given. Yeah, I'll say it give you a bonus because it's like you're more stable. Yeah,
Morgan,
so
I
you
typed things to
make
you.
your way down.
Oh, did ya?
Leslie, you slip and fall and begin like you tumble down,
No.
And so- take some damage on the way down.
I should have just taken my fucking monkey fish.
Science!
Science rules. Is there tokens here? I'll have to just remember.
You going to make a roll there, Edward, or
What roll?
Acro.
acrobatics?
Acrobatics. Oh, jeez.
Slut.
This is not gonna be good. 13?
So the same thing happens to you as Leslie. You're making your way down, and actually, as you're making your way down, Leslie, he's behind you when he falls, and he sort of slides into you, and you both begin tumbling down.
Ow, 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 I'm sorry, ow.
6 damage. So later on in the day, you come across a mound in the snow, which you find actually has a small flag protruding from it.
I'm going to look at the flag. Do I recognize the symbols on it? Or what kind of flag it is?
It's not very. It's a pretty. It's just like a little red flag. It looks like a marker flag of some type. You're not.
I'm gonna pull it out of the ground.
Don't recognize it. You go to pull it out of the ground. When you do so, it's like really deep in there. It seems like it's perhaps been there for a while, and it's been covered in the snow has.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of building up on it. Can I rip the flag off the pole?
Sure.
It's can
not
I
very...
do a knowledge? I guess it's just a flag. You have clothing making. Do you want to see how old it is, Feltna?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll throw down like craft clothing. Not great.
You're not sure. It looks sort of tattered, though.
Alright, that could be from like wind and.
Anybody else have any input, or would you like to move on? Okay.
What type of wood is it? Is it a wood from the mainland in the flag pole? A local variety?
That is a good question. Why don't you do some sort of check, like a knowledge nature? Would be really.
Gar asks Gorgon.
Sorry,
Gorgon,
I'm typing. Yeah.
What do you make of the wood in the flagpole?
Leslie, you don't think it's wood at all. You think it's some sort of bone stained to look like wood.
Huh. Must be from a very large mammal.
What do you want? A knowledge nature?
Leslie figured it out.
It's just like a flag.
Yeah, wand.
Gar wanted to know what type of wood it was.
25.
Gar, you know that it is a type of. It's called a greenwood oak, and they are specific to the sort of continent close to you, to Tor. You know how Tor is just off of like a continent? Anyways, yeah, that's where the tree is from.
Well, we know where the competing expeditioneers came from. Good enough. Let's steal the flag as to disorient the expedition.
Now, of course, it's in a mound of snow. So, did you guys want to check that out as well? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's on snow the mound.
So you begin digging, and you quickly realize that it's actually a tent that's been buried.
Let's dig down and investigate.
So you continue digging and reveal the tent, and look inside to find two corpses. It looks as if some travelers came here and became stuck, or something happened and they expired in the tent.
What happened?
You begin looking over their things, and you are fairly easy to identify that they are Cloverans of that other expedition. You quickly find out when you look at their journal that this is the expedition leader. He describes their journey getting here and how they were short on supplies, but he felt that a small team would be able to make a bid for the pole. But when they became trapped by weather, they turned back, but were not able to make it. They describe a storm that seemingly lasted for weeks.
Was the storm freak, or does it appear just that they got kind of like unlucky?
Well, he, in the journal, like, he sort of curses it to a great degree and makes all sorts of claims to the, naturalness of a storm that lasts so long and is so powerful. But I mean, it's something that happened years ago. So, like, outside of what the journal says, you can't, like, you can only speculate, really. Because, you're not there or anything. Does anyone else have any other questions? I mean, geez,
No,
complain about RP and then remain silent, eh, guys?
Well, I'm role playing in the
Role-playing
chat, and I
silent.
wasn't listening. So
Isn't a library, You're...
Well, it's because the problem
Free
is
to talk.
Carl and I, who are normally the interrupters, are actually having a serious RP chat.
Oh, I see. I wasn't looking at the chat.
I'm
Spellman
kind
just
of-
wants to rip the flag off.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm not sure what to do either. Like, they obviously froze to death, and
Right, like they obviously don't have
It-
anything of value on them.
it could have been a magical storm. Someone could have killed them, but
So does their
maybe I'll,
their general said their journal said they were on their way to the pole, right? Not that they made it and were trying to come
Right.
back.
They were making their way, and then they got stopped by a storm and decided they didn't have enough supplies to make it, so they wanted to turn back. And it was on their end, but they weren't able to make it back. And
I'm gonna go with
Can Les
knowledge
keep the
history to know if I know anything about this expedition.
Gorgon wishes
50.
to share the journal with Les, just to see if there's anything he wants to add to his narrative. But once he's done with it, he says you may have the journal at the end of the day.
I'm also
Sounds-
gonna
sounds
do knowledge of the planes to see if anything planar could have caused this.
Okay, so let's start with knowledge history. So you know of this expedition. They were purported to be the best bet to make for the pole, as the expedition leader was very experienced. He had been here before. When they didn't come back, it was expected that everybody died, of course, which is what happened. But they figured that they might have actually made it to the pole. Now, Torresian's finding them and bringing back this information. It'll be interesting to see how that goes over, just because the socio-political relations between Tor and Clovis.
Well,
Now,
didn't
your
make
knowledge
it-
of the planes, it's possible that the storm was planar. You're not sure. With that knowledge check, even though it's really low, I will say that the Aurora Borealis that you noticed that was strange the other night is definitely, there's some sort of effect going on there.
Okay, so I will say that I will transfer that information to the party and mostly to Gorgon, because I think he's probably knowledgeable about all kinds of things.
Sorry, I was typing up my response to Carl, and
Yeah,
I did somewhat miss that.
what was that?
The Aurora Borealis we saw the other day was weird in a knowledge of the planes kind of way.
Don't be
Yeah, well, you
silly,
only
Edward.
rolled
Those are caused by solar flares
No,
and other
they're-
things I probably shouldn't know.
I think they're a door. I think they're a door to another dimension.
Okay, what was the knowledge nature for? Less?
To confirm if I thought the Aurora Borealis wasn't natural the other day. I could also roll another Arcana.
Yeah, because it's not really a nature thing. It's definitely because knowledge of the planes has to do. It's actually for like space and stuff as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's really knowledge of the planes is really now knowledge arcana is applicable as well. You believe that there was perhaps there's some sort of wild magic interaction happening with the Aurora Borealis, and Gorgon got a 17. So yeah, you know what Leslie knows.
We could be in a lot of danger if there's a mind controlling this, trying to stop people from getting to the poles, or perhaps it's just random.
Leslie, you do believe, because of your high knowledge arcana, that it although magical, it's still it's happening in sort of a natural way. So it's not like someone's forcing this to happen. It's just a result of natural forces that's causing this strange phenomenon.
All right then.
All right, so you continue on with your expedition. The next day, as you begin to level off and get to sort of the foothills, shall we say, of the mountains, a storm starts up. And by midday, it's pretty bad. By night, it's a driving storm. It's like quite bad. Artis convenes a meeting and says, despite the severity of the storm, he believes that you should continue on the next day. Hopefully it lets up.
Well, you're the one who knows about these things, so
Gorgon says he's in agreement. He says, if it does go on too far, we should consider going back. We don't want to be beholden to our own hubris like the two men from the Sternal were. We have to remain to be rational.
I agree, Gorgon. We must preserve life, even if it means giving up our attempt on the pole.
that's one of my values. Life. I like
So-
life so much.
The
I'll die
next
getting there.
day, you set out for the pole, and the storm is raging quite severely. It seems to have relented slightly, though, but I will request a survival check to find your way in the driving storm. Also, fortitude checks versus the cold.
Oh, ignore that last one, Leslie. That was just me trying to roll a fort.
Okay, my fort's 21. My survival was 16.
My fort is 16. Or sorry,
Okay.
14. And do I need to roll a survival as well, or are we okay with Leslie's?
Les's survival is okay because of the storm. Though you think that you've strayed off course.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
So all of those people who's okay. So Nameless Girl got Gar,
Or should I roll a
probably failed.
fortitude?
Gorgon failed, and Edward failed.
Well, actually,
Or wait,
it's a
Edward
15.
with all the modifiers. Yeah, what is it? It's 15.
15, yes.
Yeah, so it's still a fail. So quite a few of you are worse for wear. Everybody who failed, please just keep that in mind. You have one mark against you.
Wait, did a few days have passed since?
An additional day has passed since.
So you get
all the healing
1 point back.
Yeah, so it would be at -5 actually.
you've
So
had
it would have been a
3 days
6.
of healing so far.
Okay, it would have been a 16 then. Oh wait, 3?
Yeah.
Never mind then. So it's still a -6.
Okay, where was I?
And -1 strength. That is a big bummer.
So, if you that night, Artist says, according to his calculations, if you are able to make a true path tomorrow, you should be able to make it to the pole. Now, when you get there, just to be sure, they're going to travel out, say, 10 miles in each direction. You know, in like 4 different directions, just to be sure that they can claim that they've captured the pole. You know what I mean? So they're gonna, basically make an X,
Yeah.
just so nobody can say, "Oh,
No
well."
one can contest it. Yeah, you weren't at the true poll.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you set out the final day. Make a survival check to...
So do you want fortitudes and survivals?
Correct.
Come on, Leslie. Don't let us down.
I got 23 this time.
That's on
22.
survival.
Yes, on survival.
Okay.
Do you need forts? Did he say forts too?
Yes, one of each.
Okay. Another, wow, the same fort roll 3 times. Another 21.
Okay. Just looking for those other fortitudes.
20.
Sveltna and Gar. Yeah, Edward, yours is like 21, you said?
22.
Yeah, you're good.
7.
Okay, Sveltna, so you have 2 marks against you.
But I failed my last 3.
Oh, okay. So you have 3 marks against you.
Only 2 since she's hit the pole, though.
Right.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes a difference, but just for clarity's sake.
So, you do indeed believe that you're heading in the right direction, and Artis and Cole begin to grow very excited. Could I...
I hear there's a fae in the North Pole that delivers presents to children once a year.
Come the end of the day, they believe that they've made it. They sort of rejoice and actually break out a small bottle of alcohol for the occasion.
Well, we did. Well,
They head out for 10 miles in each direction and plant a Teresian flag.
Can Gorgon do like a? I guess it'd be more of a geography, but like knowledge. I have a compass, and now Drew knows that there's a difference between a magnetic north and polar north.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same in this world?
For simplicity's sake, yes.
Okay, so like it would be hard to use the compass to kind of
Yeah.
navigate.
Really, anywhere on the continent, it's pretty hard to use a compass because because you're so close to
So
the
close to due
magnetic north.
yeah.
Yeah, it fucks with the compass.
What is this magical item you're using, Gorgon?
Why, Leslie? This is a compass.
So
I used it to draw circles.
you set up camp for the night and sort of revel in your victory. It smiles all around, and everybody's, well, the 2 NPCs at least are ecstatic over your success. Unfortunately, though, the storm picks up and it grows like really bad.
And the NPCs.
It gets
Edward's kind of
Gets
bummed out. He's
quite
like,
severe.
you expected more.
This is terrible.
It's like, it's just more snow.
Now it gets so
Well,
bad.
You don't understand, Edward. I wrote this oboe concerto, but my lips froze to my oboe reed.
It gets so bad that the flapping of the canvas tents actually makes it next to impossible to start a fire, which for purposes of warmth is uncomfortable. For purposes of making water, it's deadly.
Les can start a fire.
Yeah? How is that? How can you start a fire?
Dragon's breath.
I mean,
Yeah?
they do have a spark.
Are we all? What's going on? Are we all in a tent?
You're all in, a couple tents.
If we all get into one tent and we kind of like stand up in it and back up towards the walls, we can kind of stop the flapping.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be space for us all in one tent, right?
Probably not.
And I don't know how I'd be able to transfer fire to. I'd have to like have a new day, and so I could create new potions, and then I could give fire to everyone, basically. But for at least one day, I can only create fire for one tent.
I mean,
Sorry, Luke, you're cutting
in and
out.
out
What
of
are you
the
saying?
tent. We
Say
can
what?
probably cycle people in and out of the tent,
Yeah, is it possible to arrange our
just
tents
so at least like everyone can get water.
Is it possible to arrange our tents so the entrances are all kind of close to each other, so people don't have to travel far to get?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Les will try with a dragon's breath to create fire.
Okay. That now like
I
that's
mean,
really
before-
difficult because it creates like a huge cone of fire, right? So
Yeah. Do I have a?
you
line?
could like I could allow you to blow it, like breathe it into the small stove, but
Yeah, I can do a line of fire.
yeah, you
do
could do
have-
that.
I do have something that can help, but I don't think it will be good. So I brought with me one thing of black fire clay.
Doesn't
Um,
that stuff burn? It's like
It doesn't burn. It's alchematical warmth.
oh right, okay, for staying warm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if the cold continues to become an issue, that will definitely come into play.
Oh no, it says allowing you to heat a campsite and cook food.
There you go.
It only produces heat, never light, smoke, or odor.
I also do have this.
It only works for 1 hour.
Right. Yeah, so it's not so much warmth. It's definitely more so melting snow for drinking water, which is your big issue.
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean, if it's good for
10
cooking, though, I'm
pounds,
sure
man.
it could melt.
Oh,
water.
absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to specify that that's the issue, that it's more so water over heat.
Right, we essentially each get to take a drink of water. Since we
So,
can't really melt it and then keep it melted.
Because Gorgon also advises everyone this is his only, this is it. I only brought this in case of emergency because it weighs friggin' 10 pounds.
I mean,
We should save it then.
Leslie, you attempted to use your dragon's breath into the camp or into the small stove. Flames actually shoot out of the chimney as you breathe a line of fire into it. The stove heats up for a little while and makes a fire. Do somebody make a survival check to try to keep it going?
Can I get an assist? Anyone have survival? 25?
Yeah, I can.
I have the spark cantrip, but you know.
Oh. Yeah, you'll probably be good. with
Yeah,
25.
hopefully my roll's decent. So.
I mean, it's not only making fire; it's maintaining it, right? Because the flapping it's basically creating like really bad like wind.
Can I use
Conditions
pythons
for
or like would I be able to build a shelter with the snow?
You could now, if you're out there though, you're gonna have to make some pretty severe fortitude saves against lethal cold damage.
I can-
I'll be
I-
able to. I'll be able to help you with that. Come
I'll
tomorrow,
go.
Gorgon. Edward's good against the cold.
Edward's also sustained severe blood loss and should probably remain inside.
I mean, I feel better.
Are you
Edward
like
just
100%
goes
better?
outside and never comes back in again.
Gar smiles.
It's Gar's birthday, I guess.
Come tomorrow. I will begin producing extracts to help us survive the cold. Until then, however, we have nothing but our clothes in this flame. We
You
can
say
turn
this
the
amongst
the stove away from the entrance of the entrance of the tent to try to limit the amount of breeze that gets into it.
Well, it's not so much like the entrance. Like I said, it's the flapping of the tent. So it's this.
Oh, the entire tent as a whole.
It's like it's creating a very sharp rush of wind through the stove,
Yeah.
which is putting out the fire.
Let's go hide in the shadow plane.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's just as warm. No, I bet it's like a desert. If you flip into the shadow plane for a bit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking yeah.
Well, it'd be like
Guess what?
backwards
You
or
still don't have water.
Well, why
no
don't we
water.
just drink this black liquid on the ground?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's called shadow water.
Or how about this black rain?
That says, I wish I was a man so I could pee into my own mouth.
Tastes like hiker.
Pee into my
Would you-
mouth, Gorgon.
Okay. Gorgon pees into his mouth.
Man, I know he was weird.
I need it for the mental edge to survive.
So
Gotta drink my own pee.
okay, so the first day you're able to make some water. It's not much, but it's a little bit. The next day,
Let's drink it all.
the storm is raging again.
So we have the endure elements or less.
Yeah, I'm going to produce endure elements with all of my low-level extracts.
So Gorgon, after drinking an endure element, goes outside and starts building some sort of walls around the central campsite using snow.
Okay, so Gorgon begins piling snow up around the outside of the encampment. It seems to work moderately. It works well enough to allow you to make fires a little bit easier now.
Can I help him?
Absolutely. Edward
Okay.
helps.
Come,
makes the-
Edward, we are making a snow fort. It is a tradition amongst children of your race.
Okay.
Edward
just-
helps, makes the project faster, and also makes it better as well, making the walls higher and more stable.
I made it better.
Do I have to do rolls or anything?
Edward, look, I peed my name in the snow.
Well,
Like
it's
children of your race do.
I'm just gonna say it takes time. It's it's just piling snow, really.
Yeah, it's there's not really a role for it. It's just kind of like
I'm sure
do
I
it.
could make one up, but
it's like digging
How-
up a hole.
yeah, how hard is
Oh,
it
I
to
was.
pile?
I mean, I was thinking like fortitude, or I guess it doesn't
Well,
matter.
yeah, but you have a
Endure elements,
extract
man.
of endure elements.
Okay.
Actually, Gorgon gets no offense, Edward, but when you suggest you should come with me, Gorgon says no because I can disguise the magic as being a hobgoblin. You best lay low.
Okay.
So, Gorgon does it alone. The next day.
Sorry to kill
so-
your buzz, but I think for like story purposes,
Less ha-has.
I mean, they already know he's a mage.
no, two of them know he's a mage. There's more than the two of them here.
Oh, that's true.
Is there? Are you sure?
Yeah, there's-
no, it's
Yeah,
only.
really.
It's just the two
What?
of them.
Oh, it's
yeah,
just
it's
like
just
the.
two.
Okay, so in that case, Edward, come on. Everyone knows you're a mage. Time to own it. I'll take the wizard and go outside.
I'm helping.
I'm not helping you now. I changed my mind because you hurt my feelings.
Oh boy,
All right.
he sounded really
so
country.
The third day, the storm doesn't relent. It keeps going. Artis sort of holds a bit of a meeting amongst the group and says, "I'm a bit dismayed by this storm. It doesn't seem to be letting up at all."
Hopefully we
suggest
don't
we,
share the
Edward.
fate of the last people who ventured out here.
That is my concern as well. It seems that supplies are growing fewer as well. We can ration, but we can only stay here so long before we run out of food.
Do you think that's what happens to the other?
Knowledge nature, is this storm
expeditioners,
something
they-
we would expect, or is it unnatural?
It seems to be magical but random is like what we can surmise from what we've learned on the way here.
I want to know though. Acquiring mind 12, not very good.
We already
Rolled
know
a-
Well-
because we already learned.
You think that it could have, like, well, you only got a 12, so you're really not sure.
Inconclusive.
I mean, you've seen storms that have lasted quite a while before. If it's common to the area, you're really not sure. Artist says it may be pertinent for us to seek shelter somewhere else. There are many caverns in these mountains that we could perhaps seek cover in.
Morgan says that's not a terrible idea, but how do we find them? We are. Oh, I guess, we could scout, me and the wizard.
That could work. Do you think that you would be able to manage with the cold?
Gorgon says, as a
A
hobgoblin, I'm from the Bryn Mountains.
But Thurindle,
Um,
I mean,
So, yes, I have a little bit more of a edge than my companions would.
I suggest that we start doing so then immediately.
Wizard, why don't you accompany me?
Wait, Thurndle's here? I mean,
Yeah.
who are you talking
Gorgon
about?
kicks him. Come on.
Ow! Ow!
So Gorgon and
Gorgon
Edward
kicks him again for good measure.
drink a Endure
man.
Elements potion and head out into the driving storm.
Gorgon
So,
says, sorry I kicked you. You were saying stupid things again.
so I'll get you to make a survival check to find a suitable location for cover.
I probably should have went too.
Yeah, you can go as well, Leslie. That's fine.
25.
Leslie's going, then I'm going.
Stay here,
All
Gar.
right. Gar goes as well.
Fucking hell.
So
who's
this
gonna
stays in the
protect her
tent.
PCs and Anna. Oh, there we
Leslie,
go.
do you have enough?
Yeah, I made
Stats for
6
everybody?
Endure elements, so 4 of us would take them. I would
Okay.
leave 2 with Sveltna to dispense as she sees fit.
Okay. So,
Is that a
Gar, was
28?
it your survival as well?
Oh, sorry, I don't have survival.
Oh, okay. So, Gorgon, you suggest a direction to head out in. Leslie
That was my last roll. The 12 was the knowledge nature.
Oh, okay.
Aw,
So
but
you can
I could have
roll
corrected you.
again. Yeah, that's what was gonna happen.
Roll
Come
again
on,
so I can
nat 20,
correct you.
Nat 20, nat
Yes!
nat 1.
Gorgon, you think a bivouac in the snow would be just as good.
A wimbo way.
Leslie, you begin searching, and not too far away, you find a valley where there are some outcroppings of like ice and some small caverns. You think that this could be a suitable location.
We will have to head back and leave at first light.
So you sort of make some markers of the location and head back towards camp to relay the news.
That's good news. I followed Gorgon and he just looked at a stream for hours.
Yeah, so the next morning we set out as a camp or a group to the new area.
Right, Edward, you restore one of your ability points.
Sweet.
And
I
you
should
make
be at
your
what now? -4?
I'm not sure, you make your way to the cavern.
Yeah, we do. Les leads the way. And
I
says,
gotta be back quickly.
I told you I'd be useful.
You're
I
useless.
just need to look to make sure everything's okay.
All the people on the ship called me a slut, but I'm useful.
You're useful, slut.
So the day that we leave the pole is when I'm gonna plant my flag.
Okay.
The Sveltna flag.
So you make your way to a rather narrow ice cavern where you're able to get away from the wind. And you can free move. Do you wish to? Are you guys on the map?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I'll
can you
shift click you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that'll help maybe.
I do the cool thing called zooming out and do it myself so the dungeon master can focus on other cool things.
The page is kind of laggy, though.
It may take a moment to load. It's a pretty big map,
I mean, there's
so
probably like 15
Is there
fucking
anybody?
tokens on here.
Is there any other people with us, or is it just me?
Let's
show
away.
there's other tokens, yeah.
Just a group. I mean, it's
Oh my
just a
god, my
group.
boner.
Well, Artis and Colburton are there as well, of course.
I'm gonna cast light.
All right, I'm back. Cavern.
Yeah, so you guys can. Would you like a turn order, or would you like to free move? Guess it doesn't really matter too much.
I want
what do
you to decide.
How about most of us free move, but Sveltna has to ask before
Speltna,
he
do you want to
moves.
do? Can you
I'll
do
do
back
turn
and I'll do
order.
front, or would you
Fuck
like
you.
to?
I'll hit up the back.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll be somewhat near the front. Behind Edward, perhaps.
I also want this specific NPC to be the one in the back right in front of me.
I love Gar's voice. Hey, my torch. Was I not allowed
Hey,
to
my
light
torch.
that? Hey,
I was gonna cast the lights. I cast the light spell.
light is for news.
Yeah, I had to move them to select you guys.
I see.
I respect you.
Time to roll some inish.
Can we move out of initial order until combat or anything's entered? Or
Shit.
Okay, as long as you don't go crazy.
Okay. Well,
runs
tell you
ahead.
what. Can we
I think
do
it's
it
mainly
until you
just to
think we
keep
broke
this
the
line
privilege?
going.
Yeah.
Okay, what are these two guys' names back here again?
Artist and Cole.
Which one is which? Which one's old, which one's young?
This is Artist Millen right here, the expedition leader, and this is Cole Burton, the second in command.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Les looks back and says, been quite an adventure so far, hasn't it?
Morgan says, Leslie, stop acquiring sperm samples and let us move forward.
Oh, jeez.
Can we have the NPCs in front of me?
I haven't slept with a single person on this expedition, and yet
Yeah.
I am shamed every day.
I never shamed you.
If you're looking for someone to keep you warm, I hear Edward swings both ways.
What do you mean swings both ways? I'm a woman.
May I start moving?
Yes, go ahead. So as
What about it,
you
Edward?
move
Quick,
deeper
yeah.
into the cave, the sounds of the storm dissipate behind you.
This area here, it looks tight. Is that intentional? Like, is it a squeeze?
Looks
To
be
get
the
through that area, it is a escape artist to fit through the small area.
Gorgon's gonna do that just to try and see if there's anything up that way quickly.
Easy
He
there,
tells
Bear
the group to
Grylls.
halt.
Okay.
I believe it's plus 14. 23.
Is a success as you begin to squeeze your way through the small icy crevice.
And Gorgon pokes his head out. Does he
So-
see or hear anything?
You don't hear anything. It's rather quiet, but up ahead you see a sort of a cliff face almost, an icy wall. Appears like it continues on up above.
Okay. Does this look similar or different than the cave we were in before?
It's a lot of like, which you mean the which?
Where we discovered the beating heart kind of thing.
Yeah, it's sort of similar.
It's an
in the
ice
sense
cave.
That it's an ice cave, yeah.
Gorgon asks Edward if he can keep the torch, keep him and the self torch just a little bit further behind, as if to not give away the position of the group in case there is anything that's dangerous.
Okay.
Merci.
I don't speak that weird language.
Gorgon, as you round the corner, you come to a large chasm. It stretches some distance. As you grow close to the edge, you can see that it goes quite deep to the extent of your vision.
Oh wow, so over 60 feet. Gorgon signals that the party can follow him with caution. Gorgon drops a copper piece down there and times to see how long it takes to hit the bottom, hoping just so that I can get use some math to get.
Well, when
depth.
you drop it, like, it's really, because it's like ice and it's, well, mostly, like snow and stuff. It's really hard to tell here when it hits. Do a perception check. Yeah, you think it could be like 150 to 200 feet.
Do you think
Holy
those?
shit.
Do you think those bat creatures live in there?
Gorgon says we might be best squeezing the party through the small chasm.
Now, you do see a ledge over across from you.
I don't see nothing.
That's because your eyes are inferior to that of a hobgoblin's eyes. Schveltna, for some reason, has really long dark vision, which is baffling to me. Perhaps our ancestors mated with something.
Huh.
So Gorgon lets the rest of the party who didn't follow know that they have two options. They can squeeze through the hole and likely climb an ice wall, or we can attempt to breach this cavern.
I mean, don't you?
Would there be a collapse if we breach the cavern?
Well, no, it would be we would need to grapple to the other side.
I mean, I think maybe those bat creatures maybe live in that cave. Maybe we should
You
just
other-
squeeze.
You other guys can move your tokens too if you want. You don't have to.
Maybe we should just squeeze because we're just looking for a place to sleep, right?
Gorgon says, I think you're right, Edward, and as if no one else is participating, we'll go back and squeeze through the hole.
Yeah, what a bunch of losers.
There's
the chasm.
The chasm's got to be at least 150 feet deep.
Sounds like it could house some evil.
How
Well,
far across?
Some
Gorgon says it's only about 50, 60 feet.
I
Not,
don't think we
not
can do that.
undoable, but we could bridge it with a rope, but we would have to make sure we got everyone safely across. And
I can't even
given
see
the
Then we
the
have
other
to
skill
go
level.
side.
back as well.
let's try this way first, because this one could be a sure thing or an easier approach. Gorgon's going
We've
to
already
squeeze
been
back in
doing
the
the
tunnel.
climbing. This seems like the obvious choice.
God,
do-
checks
Uh,
evil.
Do you want me to roll a new escape artist there, Benzel, or no?
The ice appears to be neutral.
Damn you, frozen water. Do I need a new escape artist to crawl through, or no?
Yeah, every time you go through, you need an escape artist.
17?
Is a success.
Is
So that's
15
another-
a success.
Yes.
So this is the ice wall you spoke of?
Yes, it is.
How tall is this ice wall?
It looks to be about 30 feet.
What's the temperatures like in here? Manageable? Our clothing is keeping us warm?
Yeah, it's a lot better in here. I mean, a lot of it is like the wind, right? So,
Right.
I mean, it is cold, but once you're inside, yeah, it's...
I'm gonna do an escape artist, nat 1.
So, Leslie, you're
Help!
attempting to
Your
squeeze
fat butt
through
gets stuck.
and then you get stuck. Unfortunately.
Les starts to
right,
panic.
right, you get stuck right ahead, right here.
You guys can hear Les panicking in the gap. Hyperventilating.
Did your butt get stuck?
Gorgon smells the air visibly. What's a cave smell like?
Well, the ice, I guess, would produce the most tangible scent.
Smells like dick.
You know, a sort of, I don't know, how does snow smell? It smells like that.
Okay.
You know, that
Well-
icy kind of winter smell. I don't know
Gorgon
how to
says, I just had a very disturbing thought, which I think I just disproved, as he turns to Schveltna. We're not
Smell.
crawling up some creature's intestinal tract. Gorgon takes out his grappling hook and throws it the 30 feet up the hole. Or up the up the wall.
That's pretty funny. Thought I made you walk into a creature.
Right into the, man, it's so warm in here. What's
Okay.
this mud and clay?
30 feet. Make an attack roll.
And I'm not using the gunpowder assist.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. So you throw it up. Oh wait, -2 for every. So yeah, it's actually -6. So unfortunately, you throw your grappling hook up and it doesn't seem to latch on anything. Leslie is stuck, shouting for help.
Calm down. I'll send a scary skeleton to get you.
No, keep it away from me.
It's okay. I'm just trying to help.
Leslie wishes she had made a reduced person today.
So, Leslie, you could attempt to escape artist again, but it's going to be at a higher DC this time. And if you get... Oh, okay, not 20.
Never mind. No big deal.
So you push really hard and finally force yourself through.
I was muted. 21 climb check.
Nameless Girl, you begin slowly climbing the wall. You can, although you only require 1 climb check to make it. So you slowly make your way to the top. Are you going to extend a rope down for Gorgon?
Yeah, I assume I just kind of grabbed his grappling hook and hooked it around my belt and climbed up.
Now, when you get to the top, you notice something strange. There's already a python up here and a rope coiled at the top of the cliff.
Sheldon's gonna drop Gorgon's grappling hook, and then she's gonna drop the coiled rope.
Gorgon looks confused as a different brand of rope comes crumbling down.
She's gonna throw her voice. Yeah, she's gonna throw her voice down the wall that she just climbed up, and say, "I'm gonna make sure no one else is up here."
Gorgon whispers, "I'll come with."
This is Rope Incorporated rope, not Twine Co.
You don't go on an expedition with Twine Co. What am I, a cheapo? Gorgon whispers to Leslie what's going on, and then goes and slinks down the hallway with Speltna.
Les will leave his.
Hold the party.
All right.
10 survival, looking for tracks.
Okay.
Is Will Smith up here?
Guys.
So you very clearly notice some tracks.
How big are the tracks?
They are
It's Bigfoot.
regular size. They appear to be of human size. Oh, human.
Wearing a boot or like
Booted.
barefoot? And I'm stealthing. I don't know if you want me to roll.
If you want, yeah.
I assumed we would roll when we...
Oh, right, yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Everybody's gay.
26.
Jesus, man.
Whoo!
So as you're sort of making your way around the corner, you hear someone say, Who is that? Who goes there? I can hear you. I warn you, I'm armed.
Anyone up this far is armed.
Fair enough.
Gorgon says, relax. We're gonna come around the corner now. No funny business, okay?
If we wanted to try and hurt you, we would have snuck up to you.
You are sneaking. Shut up.
So as you round the corner, you see a disheveled-looking man holding a pickaxe aloft in a sort of threatening manner. He says, "Nothing funny."
Shvelda will like keep her hands up in the air.
Gorgon too.
Expect to see anyone else here. Who are you?
Gorgon says, I am Gorgon. I am a hobgoblin, seeking to be the first hobgoblin to reach the North Pole.
I am his pale apprentice.
With that storm going
I'm
like the one out there.
Benzel, help me. I'm stuck and I'm left behind by the party.
What did you
Thank
do?
God. Leave him to die.
What did you do?
Gorgon says, what brings you up this far? Were you with an expedition?
I was with the Utricians. We got lost in a storm, and some started dying. I set out to find shelter, but couldn't find my way back to camp.
Did the Utricians make it to the North Pole?
No, we didn't. We got lost in the storm before we got there.
Gorgon says
Leslie
there's...
smiles kindly. Do you require medical assistance?
The man looks weak and emaciated. He says, if you've got any food or water, I haven't had anything to burn for a few days.
Svetlana looks to Gorgon and says, I'll secure the perimeter.
Can I share some rations with him, please?
Yeah, certainly. He hungrily gobbles them up.
Gorgon says, now listen, if we wanted to kill you, we would have done so. We up this far, we all have to work together. When the storm breaks, you will accompany us to our base camps and eventually home.
How long will you be stuck here?
Forever.
I've been stuck here for days.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Oh, when you get there, Sveltna, you notice that there is another cliff. This cliff is going downwards.
I'm just going to look down it to make sure that... What is this? Do I know if this is that giant chasm that Gorgon was...
Here he is.
Perhaps. I mean, do you know? Is it the chasm that Gorgon? I don't know.
It was a very
Could be
uniquely
anything.
marked chasm.
Nah, that doesn't look like the same thing.
I'll look at Gorgon and nod and say, do you think this is the other side?
Gorgon says, this looks kind of similar, but could be different. What's the drop on this one, Manny Benzel?
This one is 40 feet down.
Okay. Well, I've got... So we didn't use that one rope, so I'll use my spare rope, which is 50 feet long right here.
Yeah.
And I'll
Okay.
hammer in a python.
The stranger comes up behind you and says, "You're going deeper? I didn't go any further. These caves, they could go on for who knows how far."
Gorgon says, I am an explorer. This is what I do. And he slides down the rope.
I mean,
Svetlana looks back at him and says, you're right to not go further. You aren't prepared for it. And then she just jumps off the side.
Gar,
Well-
make a climb check, I guess. Or I guess not everybody made climb checks anyways. Russell, are you there?
Yeah, I'll make a climb check.
Well, some of the others didn't, so I won't worry about it.
I did.
I mean, I-
jumped.
Well, Gar, you get stuck behind for a little while.
I rolled a 21.
Gorgon fires. Gorgon says, I could fire a flare down there. Just light up the cavern and see if it does connect.
You little sexy dog. Oh, where'd the guy go? I was staying with him.
Artist says that's a good idea, Gorgon.
It's our only real chance to see
So
if they do connect.
Gorgon fires off a flare. What's the max range of a weapon? Is it 5 times range increment?
Yeah, it's up to.
So it'd be 125 feet.
Yeah, so I'll drop one of these sun rods for a short amount of time, and you can look.
Okay.
Flare shoots out.
Is 17 climb enough to get up there?
Gorgon says, I'm not sure if this is the same cavern or not, but it could be. It's too hard to tell with the geography. Yeah, it's probably out by now. But
I
I'm
don't
good with
like
that.
this place. Let's go home.
This is our home now, Edward. You
Oh.
start making a dining room. I'll start working on the dormitory. Was my
Okay.
joke this time satisfying?
Could I get everyone to roll perception checks?
Ooh, that's Edward's favorite role.
Svetlana's going to ask Gorgon how many more flares he has.
I should have 9. I don't think I used any other ones.
Oops.
Alright, so I'm just gonna make like a big snowball. Like
Apparently,
she
I
was making
rolled
a
it.
snowman. Just gonna put it like right here.
Apparently, I rolled it twice by accident, but they're both the same roll.
Okay. Sorry, what was this with the snowball? I don't. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna like get a big snowball going. Like when you're making a snowman and then just put it on the edge of the cliff here.
Okay.
I thought you were actually making a snowman.
Okay.
We're making a snowman.
Leslie, you notice there are some strange veins of rock in the floor
Ooh.
that stand out to you.
I'm gonna do an appraise check on them.
I'm gonna do a knowledge of the planes on them.
22.
Really just throwing that at any problem we have.
So, first of all, Leslie, you know after looking at this rock that it's actually veins of dreamstone. Some of it is chipped and flaked into like small pieces that could easily be used as like improvised tools or weapons if necessary.
Les wants to collect.
Okay, you
Wants to
collect a
Dreamstone.
bunch of the pieces of dreamstone.
He calls Gorgon over as well. Gorgon.
Can I do a? Would it be heal or knowledge nature check? Like, would staying in this cave be bad for us because of the dreamstone?
Yeah, you could do a check.
What would you like?
Heal would be all right.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna kill us if we stay here.
Or not kill us? I got 9, so.
Gorgon, you're really
we'll
not
die.
sure of the adverse effects of. You know that like if people eat or ingest dreamstone, it's obviously bad, but
It's good for you. Now let's all smoke my pipe and have some coal.
yeah, outside of that, you're really not sure.
Gorgon's gonna keep poking down this way. You go down-
Sona is gonna ask the traveler to come with us.
So
Unless the two
Gorgon,
NPCs are gonna stay.
you come to what appears to be a dead end, but as you look closer, it looks as if it's more so a thin layer of ice that's frozen over what was once a passage.
Can I walk up to it? Like, is this the
Yeah.
thin layer of ice here?
Yes, it is.
And I'm stealthing, of course.
Your vision is sort
I do see something here.
sort of blocked.
Blocked.
Yeah.
So, how thick does the ice appear to be? If I could guess.
Not terribly. A few inches, maybe, at most.
Edward, put that torch back. What the fuck did I just tell you? He smacked him.
Sorry. I think you're too cautious. There's no chance that there's gonna be anything. And
Morgan
I
says
mean,
you are not cautious enough. You revealed the fact that you are a mage to people who are outside this party, putting both yourself and the party in jeopardy.
I'm sorry. I thought it was
Now you're
dying.
ignoring tactical advice.
Double jeopardy.
The cacophony of your argument echoes throughout the cavern.
Gorgon's whispering because he's not an idiot.
Right. Okay, so you are at this ice wall sort of blocking the cavern. What do you do?
Gorgon says,
Do you want me to break the ice? Hi, my name is Edward. How are you doing?
oh, I get it. It was one of your jokes.
Yeah, it's I'm trying to help you there, buddy.
So, is there a way I can do it quietly? So I don't think the ice is too thick, but I'm having a hard time looking through it.
Right, just because it's sort of opaque, right? Like it's not like,
Gorgon is going to take out his handy dandy hand drill, and he's going to drill a hole in the ice and take a look through the peephole.
okay. Just a moment. I'm going to set up a peephole for you. Man, it's really hard to select some of this vision blocking stuff sometimes.
Without deleting the whole map.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got this separate, but it's just so small I can't seem to click on it. So just a second. Bear with me. All right, there we go.
Oh, I see something here.
Oh God, if it's one of those things, I'm just gonna burn the whole thing down.
What does this appear to be?
It looks as if there's some sort of, now that should really be blocked from your vision, but yeah,
Oh,
it looks
sorry.
like there's some sort of ceramic pot or something.
Let's smoke
Just-
it.
And what appears to be a wall, like a constructed wall, which is really odd.
Gorgon turns to Edward and says,
Yeah, I'm waiting. You've been looking at me for 30 seconds.
Gorgon says,
kind of awkward.
I can see some things through the on the other side here. It looks like there's a settlement. Don't let the traveler know. Gorgon takes a quick look for boot prints that don't belong to the party, because the traveler said he'd never been down here. Can he
I know.
confirm this? 15.
So you're looking. This is 15 to look for tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't see any tracks. It looks like fresh snow.
Gorgon says to the prospector, he's like, "May I have a look at your equipment? We've seemed to hit a dead end." And if we're
He sort of frowns and says, "Oh, okay, I suppose." And he shows you. He only has like a couple pieces of equipment. Like he's got an ice pick. He's got like some crampons for his boots. He's got like
quick
a length of rope.
quick what's it called, architecture and engineering, do all his things like match his backstory, like a tree and make? And
Yeah, they all appear to be of Utrician make. Yeah, and quite new at that as well.
last thing Gorgon is going to check for is like, this guy probably, like, he's been stuck here for a couple days, right?
Yeah, but
Did
they've
he
been
establish
stuck,
a train?
stuck in the area for a couple weeks. Yeah,
did he
he's
yeah,
he's
okay.
got a corner that he's shitting in. Yeah,
Okay,
Where is
so
it?
I just wanted to believe he was a human, like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Gorgon's a little suspicious now that he's discovered some sort of like masonry and whatnot, so he's just checking him out. Where'd
Does he
Gar go?
poop?
Good question. Yeah,
God's
he did.
peeping through the hole.
Oh, he's underneath. What's his face?
Leslie?
So, Gorgon's gonna drill another hole through because his drill's basically silent, and he's gonna use his wire saw to basically do like a 4 points.
Yep.
And then cut kind of a door.
So Gorgon takes some time and works on the ice, cutting a hole through it.
Because I still like, now that I've like, I let the party know what I've discovered is like there's some sort of rune or strange human type masonry under here. So he wants to be extremely stealthy and on his guard. Mind keeping those torches back a bit?
Okay.
Go fuck yourself.
Oh shit.
Okay, Gorgon, when you enter the room,
What'd you say?
you notice like it looks like it's some sort of strange research laboratory. The stones are put together quite like they're quite smooth and quite close. Like the masonry is superb, is what I'm trying to say. Although it looks extremely old, a lot of the instruments and different things are extremely weathered and look all like well, not weathered, but they just look very old. Like some of them are slightly rusted and that. You also notice that there's on one of the desks, there's a strange blue glowing liquid that appears to be actually dripping upwards towards and has pooled on the ceiling. Some of it has dripped off of the desk onto the floor, and there's on the floor there is a canister on its side that appears to be broken.
Can I? So sorry. This starts on the desk, and is like a shattered canister that's on its side, and it's more. Can Gorgon try and identify it by distance by making a knowledge alchemy?
Yes.
Or not knowledge, but craft.
Okay, I'm just going to do this check, and then I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay, so that's a alchemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's mana. What the mana now? It's mana on the floor. The mana on the floor looks different, though. It looks more. It looks different.
Okay. Gorgon says, "We have mana. We remember how dangerous that is from Thrindle's epidemic." Whoa, Leslie, you are the one who gave like Gorgon drags you back and throws you back.
I need to look at it.
Gorgon says, "You were the one who gave Leslie mana poisoning by interacting with something you shouldn't have done. I expect you to proceed with greater degree of caution."
I'd like to.
Yeah, that looks like
why it's
mana if
different.
I've ever seen it.
Gorgon's also going to do a perception. Oh, hold on. Leslie, you might want to step back because Benzel's away, AFK.
And also, we're gonna check this room for traps before we just go walking in.
Yeah, dude.
All right.
No, get behind me.
But
You need to be out of the room.
Gorgon literally said he stopped Schveltna, so you're stopping too.
But
Luke knew enough to roleplay.
Leslie's in charge.
Leslie's not in charge. If anyone's in charge, it's me.
Leslie's about to get cut.
Yeah. Schveltna, show them what we do to people who don't respect my authority.
Leslie points at, or Seldon points at Leslie and says, "This guy likes butterflies. This fucking guy likes butterflies."
Who doesn't like butterflies? Butterflies are amazing. Do you know they're lighter than a paperclip and they can still fly?
Butterflies are codes for what people say sex is in school. Gay
What?
sex.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you must went to a different high school than Cassie did.
I went to Pizzagate High School.
Wow, this guy.
Just a moment.
Here we come. It's almost Russell's moment.
Okay, guys, whatever you do, do not touch any pots, okay? It's gonna be my adventure all over again.
Yeah, I know what Pizzagate is.
Okay.
Okay. So we identified it as mana,
Right.
and you're ready to go, by the way?
Yes, I am.
So this clay pot, does it look like the damaged clay pot here but intact?
Well, no. The one that's broken over near the mana, it appears to be glass, and you notice that there is some that there's some similar looking ones over on this desk over here.
Gorgon points to the ones on those desks and say, that is likely also mana. Be on guard. Can you quickly describe some of the objects in the room before we proceed? Can
Sure.
everyone see, or do you guys need to step onto the same space as Gorgon just so you guys can take a look in? So, like, he doesn't have to describe shit twice.
I can sort of see.
Yeah, just a second. I've lost. Just a moment. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry about that. You want me to describe the room? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please.
So the stones are fitted together expertly, uncannily expertly, like to the point where the seams are very negligible. It looks as if there's all kinds of like desks around with strange experiments that you've never recognized before or seen. There is a couple desks with papers on it as well.
All right. Schvelten and I are doing trap checks.
Okay.
14.
You don't seem to see any traps.
22.
Gorgon, you don't notice any traps either.
Gorgon says it's safe to proceed, and at this point we should probably go into turn order.
Okay.
Just because I know we're all going to have questions or want to look at stuff.
We're all going to run in different directions.
Yeah.
I want to rub my face all over.
So, Gar, just go ahead and do a roll. I don't know why someone has a torch on.
That's the same as, what's his face? Edward. Oh, your initiative was double inputted. Once on a torch, once on a thing.
Are you there,
Yes.
Russ, or are you AFK?
Yeah, that was a mistake that I made.
I thought he was here. He must be AFK.
Gorgon goes first.
Um,
This is why I suggested we go to turn order.
Yeah. Well, now that we're like, this makes more sense than sneaking around. Well, now that we're kind of, Gorgon takes a look at this table here. Can I do a knowledge, architecture, and engineering to try and figure out how old the tools are, who made them?
Sure.
23.
The tools are definitely hundreds of years old, like really old.
Like, does he think maybe First Empire kind of old? Or
Yeah,
like...
you definitely think that this stuff could very well be First Empire.
Holy shit, Gorgon says. Can I do a craft alchemy to try and figure out by what type of supplies are here? Are there any notes on this one table for starters?
So there are some notes. The notes are relating to some, what I'm going to call, like the magical phenomenon in the area. It appears that they were doing some sort of research on it and just sort of trying to quantify it and they're basically doing like overtime surveys. Like they're, doing like basically like sort of like a temperature check type thing.
Yeah, it's like a weather station, but for magical phenomena.
That's exactly.
I'm following you. So Gorgon starts going through those notes and advises everyone not to touch anything that they're not certain of and to not open any jars or pots. And I'll switch to another party member.
Edward.
So gracious. Edward moves.
Stay away from that mana. Especially you, Edward.
I'm not an
Edward and Gar.
idiot.
No, it's Leslie, Edward, and Gar. Because of your magicalness, you might be worse off with the mana. It'll react to you.
Okay, I'll try to stay away. I don't understand most of the stuff that's going on here, so I'm just gonna keep looking. I think that's it. I moved a lot.
Edward, as you sort of come to a a corner, you see that there are more supplies in a alcove just to your right.
There's more supplies over here. Yeah.
Don't open anything, Gorgon says. Let's take a look before we touch anything.
It's all in the open. There's like different rocks. You see like what appears to be like some specimen jars with some odd looking like remains of creatures in it. What they were is hard to tell because it's basically turned to more or less like they were preserved, but
There's some specimen jars over there, Gorgon. I think there's some bad parts. Maybe you're not the first one to discover him after all.
Amos girl.
I'm going to start following Edward, and I'm going to look at Gorgon and say, we still may not be alone down here.
Gorgon says, good idea. Take the perimeter. I'll get Leslie to take a look here. We'll get Gar to poke. Just keep an eye on this hallway.
Svelda will nod and keep going and kind of whisper to Edward that we're going to start sneaking
Did you
around the corner.
Did you ever take any of the languages I suggested, or you don't get linguistics as a class feature?
I don't have linguistics. I only know common.
Racist.
I only know common as well. Common buddies.
Play what you know, right?
Did you have any questions, Nameless Girl?
Not really. I probably should have looked for traps while I was going through there, but...
Leslie.
So are there jars of mana or just this pile on the ground and stuff?
Well, there aren't necessarily jars of mana. It looks like they were doing some sort of experiment on the table. Now, as you're walking around, did you walk through the mana? Because
No,
like
of
you
course
just
not.
moved your. All right. So as you walk over and get really close to the mana, you look closely at the pool on the ground, and all of a sudden, something happens.
Dude, what the fuck did Gorgon just say?
It's the second time he does it. He's like a child.
You know, this is just Matt getting you back for the time you gave Thrindle mana poison. It's like 3 weeks to fix.
Right, and he's like, guess who's not around?
Oh, Thurindle. Because he'd do it if he was there. It's just he's not there.
I just want to see it.
He's having
What's
an elven
your-
orgy.
What's your touch AC?
You're about to see it, buddy.
I don't know. How do you calculate touch AC?
Oh my
That's
god.
just-
Get a character sheet, you piece of...
His
Oh wait, it's just
if-
your dex.
it'd
It's
be
higher
touch
than
and
that.
flat-footed.
Like
Oh
my
right,
dex-
you're right. Touch and flat-footed, so it'd be 10. So as you're looking down at this pile of mana on the ground, all of a sudden it sort of
It's an ooze. It's a
it
man.
reaches out towards you and grabs a hold of your leg.
Oh, sorry, guys.
She yells, "It's alive!"
What the fuck did I just say?
If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have touched it.
Yeah, let's all touch the gluing blob.
Technically, it touched me.
He's dead weight at this point.
He was
She.
pretty cavalier with who he let touch him.
Gorgon says, I'm normally not one for slut shaming, but I guess there is a time and a place.
It deals 1 point of damage, but it deals 2 points of strength damage as this ooze reaches out and wraps around your leg. Now, when it does so, you can feel like a burning sensation, not only on like your skin, but all the way like inside your foot. You feel like a weird burning sensation, and as it wraps around your foot, it's almost like the ooze is passing through it.
It's a ghost ooze. Holy shit.
Ah.
Gar's turn. Oh, I guess I better do some.
Gar, afraid to get any closer to it, does the only thing he can and knocks a few arrows into the ooze.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay.
Do any of those arrows connect? 14, 22, 21?
All of my spells are
22
bone-based.
and 21 are hits.
Yeah, that's a pretty specific loadout.
Now, just so for my purposes, the automatic bonus progression, it does make weapons count as magical, correct?
Correct.
Right. Okay. So
26
hits.
damage.
Now you fire your arrows into the creature, but as you do so, they don't seem to be very effective.
Like 0 effect or just small effect?
Very, very minorly effective.
It's got damage resistance 10.
That's a very specific thing to yell, Gar. You don't know that scientifically. You have a hypothesis.
What's damage reduction? What's
May
10?
I go?
Sure. Just let me fix the turn order.
No, I want to go now.
So Gar went. Yeah. Okay. So did we? Yeah, I think the turn order was screwed up. Yeah, Gorgon's turn.
Gorgon's going to do Knowledge Arcana. 17.
Well, it's definitely an ooze. That's you suspect was in the jar that is broken close by, and it appears that some mana has somehow mixed with the creature somehow. And then if you want, you can do knowledge dungeoneering. Yeah.
But what's my dungeoneering? Not much better.
Maybe there's like
14.
a bottle of stuff that kills it. Like an anti-ooze.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't know a lot. It's definitely an ooze. It appears to have some incorporeal qualities. You're not sure. You suspect it's as a result of the mana. And yeah, outside of that, you're not too sure.
Gorgon's going to hit it with an alkali flask. So if it's ooze type, this will hurt double.
It definitely seems resistant to a lot of damage, though.
Threat and crit, but it's an ooze, which are immune to precision damage. This is an elemental attack, like it's an alkali flask. Your call. Can I roll to confirm, or don't bother?
Oh, looking for the critical. Yeah, I'll let you critical with one die.
12 touch.
I believe that's a hit. Yeah.
Okay. So alkali flasks naturally do double to oozes, which would be 2d6. So the threat and crit would be 4d6.
Gorgon poisoned me with his ideas of touching the goo.
I told you not to.
I thought you I'm pretty sure
I don't
you said
tell you that.
touch the goo.
I understood do it.
22 damage.
You said touch the goo because we're magic users. We have a better chance of using it.
I said don't touch the goo. Listen to me. I even wrote it down as I was saying it. Just because I knew this conversation would come back. He holds you a piece of paper.
Pulls out a tape recorder. Don't touch the ooze.
You throw an alkali flask onto the creature, which it shatters and seems to
It might actually burn Leslie too. I'm okay with that if it does.
Yeah, it does
Fuck you.
A D6.
D6 splash on Leslie.
I'm over it.
3.
Or, well, no, let's say minimum damage. So that would be 1, 2,
Well, the other's part of a crit, right? Like a crit the creature, so he just takes a 1
10.
damage splash damage.
Does it have splash damage, this thing?
Yes, Alkali
Oh, and-
Flasks do.
And it's usually a D6? Is that what you're...
No, actually, it's normally just 1 point of damage.
Okay, so you only take 1 point of splash.
Worth it.
As the alkali begins to react with the ooze and creates like a bubbling kind of vapor. Edward, you see Leslie with an ooze wrapped around his leg.
Around her leg.
Get my
Yeah.
pronouns right.
You sexist. Well, I don't think there's much that I can do.
I came to your rescue.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Oh,
I strongly suggest reading the equipment book on a PDF on your phone while you're on the toilet at work.
Fucking nerd.
Hey man, I don't get reception in my building.
so I will cast Shield
There's no Wi-Fi?
Other.
Okay.
And so the damage that we take shall now be split amongst us. And I guess I can't really move anymore, so I'm probably fucked.
Okay, so it attempts to touch Leslie once again, but this time Leslie recoils from the creature.
Ah.
You're sounding. Is that your fake
That-
orgasm porn actress sound?
That was my recoiling sound.
It wants inside of me, but I don't consent.
It's flaccid. Benzel. No more bullshit.
You're Roboto. Mr. Roboto.
It's a Lagzor. Russell's probably so far ahead of me now.
Mr. Roboto.
I'm gonna move up here and see what I see down this
I can
hallway.
believe you guys are playing Diablo. It's not trash.
I'm not playing
Play
Diablo.
Path of Exile.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep
yeah.
stealthing down this way.
I mean, Russell is. Oh, you're. So you're
That's a
playing
double
something
move.
else? Why are you playing games, you faggots?
No, I'm not.
You just got in. Oh no, you just got online. That's true. Sorry.
But what was I gonna say? Diablo 3 is actually a lot better than it used to be.
Did we lose Benzel?
Who cares? His adventure sucked.
Oh, did he? That's a bummer. Wait. Oh yeah, he's gone. Yeah, that's a bummer. So
He tricked me into touching a news.
out of the ooze.
Yeah. Guys, I really miss Beard.
I miss Beard too. Let's
Yeah.
Can we
I
start
guess
like
I-
some kind of like pool?
Like a
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe?
Yeah, go fund me.
Go fund yourself, bro. Ah!
Dungeon Master Beard.
It does suck that he's gone.
I just miss Anna being a bitch all the time.
I know, right?
Beard did so much though. He's like he always had good rules knowledge. He always had good jokes.
I'm here to help.
Holy- Suck more dick.
I have good jokes. Right?
You're good for a couple of nights.
Oh, fuck you.
You're top 3.
I feel bad because like normally if I'm a real prick to Edward, like Anna would probably just like rip into me. But no, it's
Nobody's
like-
not here, so you're
It's
just,
just
fucked.
like-
Are you sure? Does Anna like Edward?
I mean, I guess she
Does
doesn't
does
hate me.
anyone like Edward?
I don't know. I feel like Edward's getting too much hate.
Well,
And-
I mean,
and
Yeah,
you're
it
the
says
leader
the
of them.
master.
I'm fine with it,
I'm the
only
ringmaster.
because part of his curse
He's
is that
forsaken.
everybody hates him. So yeah, it's forsaken. So it fits It fits his oracle thing.
To be honest,
Gorgon
the
doesn't
more
hate
the
him,
more
but
annoying
he-
he is, like the kind of more I appreciate him.
But the thing is, like, Gorgon doesn't hate him. He just, like, tactically speaking, he's not very intelligent.
Les
That-
hates him. Les
Yeah.
actually hates him.
He's just a
Spell
farm
doesn't
boy.
hate.
It's kind of a bummer because
Spell doesn't
literally didn't have any occasion to farm ever. I do have profession farmer as a skill.
Thrindle does too, actually.
You know.
That's so boring.
He's probably better at it than you are.
Can I get like profession, like banker or aristocrat? Is there anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you could.
Knowledge local covers knowledge nobility now, so like
Yeah.
you probably want to keep max ranks on that.
I think
But,
my knowledge local's pretty
I
good.
assume if you took knowledge banker, I don't know, maybe you'd be good at math and you'd be knowledgeable maybe about money. If you wanted to know maybe like, I mean, it could be like a more money-centered knowledge.
Yeah, I
local.
want him to be a financial profession.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Just because it makes sense from his backstory that he would know about that kind of shit.
Sure. That's what I did. Of
No,
course, you
can I
can't
get
have.
knowledge eugenics?
Oh my god.
Oh, you got my joke.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I've
Eugen.
had that. I've been sitting on that one for so long.
It's kind of silly that this whole fucking thing that Leslie's trying to do to have a baby with herself, because it's like it's the ultimate form of I mean, inbreeding.
Narcissism?
No, but like genetically, like it would be like I know what you're thinking, but like genetically, it would turn out so wrong, right? Because that's why inbreeding,
Yeah,
inbreeding
yeah.
doesn't work.
Inbreeding
Because
between
Inbreeding-
siblings
inbreeding
is
doesn't,
terrible. Inbreeding between literally you would be fucking so bad.
I think people when
Like-
they inbreeding creates more possibility for genetic defects, but I think it has to be a couple generations before you're guaranteed going to get some monster people. So I'm
the
thinking I
closest-
could probably
closest
get away
genes
with
are
it.
the worst it is.
no, it's like basically it breaks down your DNA structure.
Listen,
Hey, if I'm ever weird, it's because somewhere like not that far back in my bloodline, my cousins were doing it.
it happens,
like-
man.
I was
Well,
the
you
descendants of
turned out
cousins.
fine.
that did
Don't
it.
worry about it.
But that just means your family tree has a loop. Apparently, first cousins aren't that bad, Luke.
Yeah, so I'd
it's
go
when you
for
get
it.
onto like brother and sister, you're in
Can
trouble.
you say that with an Edward-style accent, just for?
So
Apparently, your first cousin ain't that bad.
do you guys think I could get away with being pregnant, or would it be kind of like how could Les possibly adventure while she's pregnant?
It's gonna be very. You can't.
Benzel's back, guys.
Hey, Benzel,
Well,
are you good?
I'd like Benzel's opinion on this.
Oh,
Thinks you're fucking weird.
I like
not good.
Benzel's opinion on this.
Not
Man.
Could Les impregnate herself, and would that be okay?
Oh, it's
I don't know about you guys, but all I heard was yes, great idea.
our children though.
Benzel said yes, great idea.
Doesn't sound like you guys can hear me very well.
Oh, sort of.
Super choppy.
It's not good.
Not good.
Discord?
I don't.
You wanna
Yeah,
call
that's
it
not gonna
today?
be any better. It'll be worse.
I don't. I think that's a bias that you have.
Well, give it 5 minutes, and
There's an option to turn down audio quality, I think.
it's not.
Oh, I'm
It's
not
because he
doing
has a shitty connection, though. It's his
Yeah, but-
internet.
But like, if it's lower audio quality, it'll require less
data.
connection, less data to send the.
I'm gonna test.
I'm not lowering my. I have a stream to think of.
Stream.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that
sure they're
just-
enjoying and no adventures. I mean, we are talking about special kinds of inbreeding over there.
Like,
I'm sure
Benzel,
everybody-
I think Benzel can usually hear us. It's his upload that's the problem. So if he just downgraded his
That
audio
is true.
quality on Discord, it might help.
Well, I don't know.
Although, like, really,
I think Les is gonna impregnate herself right now while we wait.
you should like.
I'm so glad nobody's watching your show.
We should get some like frozen Sergamry sperm.
I'm gonna adventure while impregnating myself.
Sveltna kept some frozen Sergamry sperm.
Les changes sexes and
Oh.
masturbates, then Les changes sexes back.
That sperm would be dead by the time you're done changing.
It doesn't take long to change.
Well, it doesn't take a millisecond.
They don't die that quick.
Well, you'd have to try and, like, you would have to jack off as a man and then try and artificially inseminate yourself.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I think what Leslie's doing is the equivalent of what's in this comic.
It's fucked up.
Is that the same comic, Lamat?
Oh yeah, it's the comic I posted earlier. It's not the first time I posted too.
Yeah, I've seen that before. It's pretty funny.
It's because it's so. I think it's pretty on point.
That's
You've crossed.
That's what Carl, the player, is doing.
Yeah, probably. You've come across an enchanted piss forest, golden pissy trees as far as the eye can pee. I, the wizard, have made the piss forest you see before you. There you enter my magical realm.
Dude, stop inserting your fetishes into our campaign.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but.
Alright, fine. So it's a bad idea. Maybe I'll carry Edward's baby. Maybe I should choose whose baby to carry.
Maybe he's gonna be cursed. You don't want that.
That's true. I need to weigh the pros and cons. Can everybody please offer one pro and one con to me having your baby?
We're
Can't.
not the same
Done.
species.
Conversation over.
Fuck off, Luke. Next, Gar.
Well, my genetics are superior,
Mm-hmm.
but
Tall.
that's something Gorgon would say. And I don't like you anyway, so.
Okay.
You don't like Gorgon?
So the negative is you're an asshole. Positive's tall. Next, Gorgon.
Gorgon, our species can't interbreed.
Are you sure?
Positive. That's one of the things Ugin was working on.
I'm pretty sure we
There's-
could overcome that.
Hobgoblins do not breed with other species. Not because we don't want to. We have raped many. However,
Jesus. What if I turn
however,
you
we
into
cannot
a
we can't
woman?
even procreate with goblins, our closest genetic equivalents.
Could I inseminate you if I turned you into a woman and I became a man?
That does not compute.
No, you can't. And also, it's probably not possible.
All right, so pros, very smart. Cons, dirty hobgoblin.
Cons impossible.
I guess it's kind of a negative. if you think about-
All right, Edward. Pros.
Reggie? Hey, Lev.
I mean, Edward's not bad looking, right?
I don't know. Are
yeah,
you sure?
one quarter Gamilonian and very handsome.
Can you move your torch so I can see your face?
Oh,
This guy
my
looks like fucking Ichabod Crane.
No, he doesn't.
You look like Ichabod. No.
That don't look like his. Come on. Oh, that sounded weird.
Cons, you look like Ichabod Crane. Pros, you can raise the dead.
It's not gonna. I don't think my child's gonna be able to.
Cons,
raise
you
the
can
dead. That's
raise
not
the dead.
magic work.
Your mom, Ichabod, my crane.
Sveltna. Okay, Sveltna.
Can't do it.
Yeah, we could. I could turn you into a man, or I could turn back into a man. Whatever you
Can't
prefer.
believe you're this stupid.
So,
It's like
pros.
you could be your brother. Think about it.
Pros, very sexy. But
If
cons.
you ever say that to her, she will kill you.
Cons, like super insane. Like very unstable. And makes bad decisions almost every time it's time to make a decision. The
Oh, you
decision
want
she
to
makes
talk?
is the wrong one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mr. fucking
What did I do?
every man poisoning?
You
What did I
said-
do? Go near a
That
ghoul?
decision, he says, as literally his face is covered in fucking goo. 'Cause
What's-
it's been
At least when I
missing.
covered myself in fucking mummy rot, I handled the fucking consequences myself.
What do you mean? I'm handling it. I haven't even had a turn yet. What have I done what have I fucked up before this? You fucked up all kinds of shit.
Like, the exact same thing. You did the
Well, like 6 months ago on an
things,
adventure,
I've never done that.
You're all amateurs compared to Sir Gamry.
Gamry was a douchebag.
Ah, he
That's
was
why I
a-
left him.
That's what I
Well,
loved.
see, that pisses me off. I'm gonna be a douchebag now, and we'll see how that gets me. I'm gonna start murdering people. Maybe then Sveltna. Maybe she'll be nice to me then.
Yeah, but she's not a good person.
Pros and cons.
Right, I don't know why you're trying to win her over.
I don't know either. It's really weird. It's because she hates him. So pros and cons with Anna. Cons, she's like a preemie baby who's become an adult. Right? She has no immune system. She's very
Those
squirrely.
conjoined fetuses that
Yeah.
like attach to someone's
She's
head.
like a
She's a
fetus.
is the
changeling,
fetus.
but you don't know that.
Well, that's gross too. So she's gross, but what are the pros for Anna?
You realize they have to consent. Actually, do they?
Yeah, yes, they do. They do. They have to consent to change
Consent
gender.
is
You're like-
optional.
Mr. Potion Maker. I mean, you could probably. You know,
No, they do have to consent to change sex. You can't just put that on people.
You can't just like do it while they're
You can't
sleeping
just
and.
do it to him.
I don't know. Maybe
Sperm
if I
out
can
with
trick you into consenting.
How can you do that?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, and I can't figure out how yet. But I feel like there's got to
Yep.
be a way.
You gotta
Think-
disguise yourself.
There's not like a will save.
Yes, there is a will save, but honestly, all you have to do is will like not want it to happen. One sec. I don't.
Well, that's all. That's all spells. Man, what a weirdo. This feels like DeviantArt.
I'm a father. honestly.
Yeah, if you do not wish to change sexes, you will not.
Oh, really? That's
Mhm.
stupid.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hello.
Oh, Matthew. You
I
said
can't hear him. Let's keep talking about what I want to talk about.
No, we're not. Please, Bamsel, save us.
Pros and cons for breeding with Thrindle.
You're gonna create a half elf that is supremely interesting, like Yang.
Yeah, it's pretty much all pros.
He's like 300 years old.
The only
so
negatives
that's
is
gross.
that it'll be kind of like Yang, but I think
man.
we could raise him away from that.
Thrindle's got experience.
Now, will Thrindle be the daddy or the mommy?
Jesus Christ.
What?
It's kind of unfair for you to make someone carry a baby. That's pretty painful.
Yeah,
like-
but then you get the joy of feeling the life in you.
Is
Jesus.
that joyful? I don't know, but
There's nothing
Oh.
better than motherhood.
The life is how I call my penis.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Matthew.
Are you coming to
Hello?
save us from Carl's weird
Yeah, I don't
Lego
know.
fetish?
it sounds better now, Matthew. You're all fixed.
It keeps.
It keeps.
Okay, it's not fixed.
It actually couldn't be more broken. At least he gets like 2 words. Maybe he can be like, you see, and then close Skype, reopen Skype, reconnect with the call, be like, blue, close Skype, reopen Skype, blob on. Just keep going.
Leslie's face.
Who else could I mate with in the party?
If you survive this encounter,
How about cease and desist, you fuck?
and have any of you ever had a chick call the cops on you?
Yeah.
No.
I've had it, but I didn't deserve it.
There are girls like that. Russell's like, look, it was fair game. She overcooked the roast. It's not my fucking problem.
Let's
She said she was sorry, but I could see it in her eyes. She really wasn't.
I told her the last time. One more time.
Yeah, one more time.
I can't be made a liar.
Are you sure that you didn't deserve it, Russell?
I keep getting boot call.
I'll tell you the
First,
story later.
I don't know.
Make sure you
See, it's
be
like
on
your
the-
first-
probably
Your
bad
first couple of
connection.
words are like good, and then
Yeah, you keep cutting out, bud.
What his mic
Well, I
does
guess
is
we'll-
what.
Call then. Yeah.
Sorry, Benzie.
We love you, man. That was a good adventure. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I know, it
I can't
keeps,
wait
like-
till next week when the next DM takes over.
We can't. We keep stopping.
Oh
like,
no,
right in the middle
I'm
of-
terribly unprepared.
We're starting next
Like
week.
Benzel's is a polished masterpiece. You guys are in for a Drew adventure.
Gonna
That's
improv
all
the
I
shit
can
out
say.
of
So,
At least
I
you
guess I'll
probably
start
got an
working
extra,
on mine
an
then.
extra week.
guys, you know what's happening to Benzel's mic? It's kind
Since
of what
Benzel's
I
keeps getting cut short.
I try to will it on Edward when he talks, but it never happens.
Oh, please.
Like he
Can't
gets
will
the first
everything.
couple words out, and then it just kind of breaks up.
I made this map from scratch.
We'll get to
Pretty
play through
proud.
This is the one.
it. You need to stop tricking me to going towards slime, Benzel.
It's an ooze, not a slime.
I basically don't appreciate
It's
it.
not a trick. You can still get a sample of it.
Better.
And it's also not a trick because you were warned not to go near it.
It was a trick.
Yeah, but he's a child. You can blame a child for his actions.
I'm
Dude,
a-
you kidding me? I'd punch a child for its actions.
Listen, Sveltna, girl power.
Guys, see the light dusting of snow floor?